What's going on, Wes? How you doing, brother? How goes it, bro? Yeah, I've been craving the music. Every now and then, I randomly hear the Mega Man X soundtrack, and I'm like, all right, gotta do it. Gots to do it. Gots to hear it. So Tuesday, we're gonna be watching Donkey's Starfield review. That'll be fun. So I start playing Cave Story. How's that been? It's a is that a platformer? It's free on Epic right now. Oh, is it a shoot 'em up? I feel like I've heard it before. Fucking Cave Story. Originally released as Dokutsu Monogatari in 2004, a Metrovania platform adventure game. How's that been? Like he isn't playing the GOAT. It's like the most popular indie game ever. Well, I've never played Cave Story, so I don't know. You saw on Wii. Oh. Shit, $15 game for free? I'll take that. Good looking out, West. Free? Good enough for me. You know it. Shit. Sweet dub right there. Cannot believe I still have Fortnite installed, bro. I need to uninstall that garbage. Past 2 seasons have been so fucking ass. Ass, dude. Yo, Payday 3 is in like 20 days, dude. SMT Nocturne. The hardest one. I haven't even played much Valorant lately, too. I want to play Valorant. It ain't even that hard. Alright, let's watch some Donkey. Some Donkey. I see his Starfield review keeps showing up in my face. I don't want to get spoiled and like have my impressions ruined though, but at the same time, like I want to watch the review. So it's kind of oh, you know what? We can watch the Texas Chainsaw review from Angry Joe. That's my boy right there. I'm gonna start linking the videos we watch in chat if you guys want to go give it a like. Guess who's working right now? Oh, poor Flower. Flower be on that grind. You should make that moolah. Lurk, I appreciate the lurk. So I've seen like no gameplay on this game. I heard it was good. I heard people liked it. It's on Game Pass, right? I might be able to play it when we get Game Pass in like a week. Cause I'm gonna get Game Pass and what's it called for like a week, so we could play Payday and the other stuff. Leatherface so boring to play. I'm not gonna lie. Oh.
Oh, nice move. Nice move. Oh shit, he's not dead. Oh shit, he's not dead.
The quality on this video is terrible.
Okay, you dead now. That's what you get. You thought you slick.
He disconnected. He disconnected.
You think you slick? That was fucking sweet. Hunt down the So he tried to escape without turning that off. That's what happened there.
He won. He got disconnected.
He quit. There's so many quitters in this game. It ruins the fuck.
I see anyone.
What is he doing? Ballerina?
Doing a single person jump.
Kept feeding Grandpa.
They always
Wow,
DC.
What kind of experience is that?
Okay.
Who else in chat has this game?
This is a review, or is this... Oh, these are impressions. I thought this was a review. I want a review. Cause like this, normally he'd be like talking right now. So it's like he's not talking. Anyone got a video we can watch? We could watch the latest Meat Canyon video. If you haven't already seen that, I already watched it though, so it wouldn't be really great reaction. I haven't watched Meat Canyon in a while. He destroyed XQC in his latest video. God, it's terrible. Tragedy of a reaction streamer. With his fucking maids in the background, dude.
Chat, like you don't even have to even like put together, you know, like what this is crazy, chat. You know, like it's crazy. You know, like it's kind of insane. You know, when they do this, you know. I mean, what am I even looking at, chat? Like this is insane.
Another thing people don't give credit for, like people kind of just look like this is great. Everything about Meat Canyon, it's so lore accurate, dude. He literally will go have someone comb through like hours of footage just to find the room. Just thinking about the first trial of Justice for All. Now I'm upset. I seen XQC's chat watching this reaction, and they're like, "It's true. It's accurate. It's accurate." First case could have been solved in like a minute.
You could spot us at any time.
If we're gonna do this, we should do it right. There's more valuable items further down.
I love the gibberish that's just coming from XQC, dude.
I don't think we should be doing this.
What? Don't be a fool. One of these could pay for your family's future and their family's future for generations to come. You won't even notice it being
Right on the ground if they broke their neck. Yeah. Fucking nasty grippers, dude.
Idiot. Grab the treasure and let's get out of here. Come on, let's go.
Dude, the animation reminds me so much out of some shit I might see out of like Arthur, dude. Like Meat Canyon has stepped it up, dude.
Treasure. I mean, it's crazy, but you know, not that I need the treasure. It's my treasure, you know, like it's my gold, chat. You know, like people like I don't really need it or anything. Like it's crazy, but you're right.
God, dude.
I got reviews, chat. Like I need them for YouTube vlogs, chat. You know, because people who miss the streams, like you know what I mean, chat. Like it's crazy, chat. Like I have a views now. You know, it's one of these things where it's mine now, chat. Like not that I really need them, chat, but I do that.
See how terrifying this shit is, dude?
I know that there's one more person in here, chat. Like, wow.
Terrible stuff.
You could come into my treasure vault and get away with the chat. Wow, it's great, chat. I know there's one more person in here. And I don't see what There's nowhere to run, chat. There's nowhere to run. So don't even try running because you won't even.
That reminds me of Peppa the Pig one. Yeah.
You will pay for what you have done. I don't even need this gold, chat, but it's mine. Now give me your eyes. I will take your eyes. Just like your friends, I will take your friends' eyes. I will take your eyes again. I will do it again, chat. You will join them soon enough and be here forever to stay with me. And I. This is crazy, chat. If I could just find the views, chat, I could. Then maybe I could find it. Where to go, chat? Wow.
Wow.
Chat, this is, wow. Chat, this is.
It's so accurate, dude.
Even put it into YouTube blogs, maybe.
She's looking back sadly. Damn, bro. Poor XQC. Yeah, the fact that, like, it's so accurate, dude, it's nasty.
You know, like it's crazy. You know, like he's kind of insane. You know, when they do.
That's XQC, bro. Mikani is wild, bro. Here we take some coins and shove them in her pocket? Yeah, man. God. Fuck it, I'm watching the Donkey Starfield video.
Busy.
I can't. I don't want to ruin the game for me, man. Hmm. There's some stuff in Tube Tuesday from last week, I think. We can watch that, because I'm not trying to get spoiled. Oh, we already watched that, the React content. How did the fall of Constantinople's affect LeBron's legacy?
With LeBron James recently passing the all-time points record in the NBA, there's only one question left to be asked of the basketball legend. How did the fall of the Eastern Roman capital of Constantinople in 1453 affect the legacy of the 19-time NBA All-Star? The most obvious factor affecting his legacy is that with the crumbling of the Byzantine capital, the NBA superstar no longer has the opportunity to sweep the city's team in a 7-game series.
True.
Meaning LeBron will never be able to claim the city as LeBronstantinople. Furthermore, the historic city will forever be known not as the Istan Lakers, the Istan Heat, or even the Istan Cleveland Cavaliers, but as the Istanbuls, in an obvious slight by the Ottomans towards
It's just
LeBron's
so dumb,
status
dude.
as the greatest of all time. This is further enforced by the fact that the Ottoman Empire contained both the country of modern-day Jordan and the Jordan River. With modern-day Istanbul being more aligned with the West, they are likely to favor policies of US top diplomats like former Chicago Bulls forward Dennis Rodman, rather than the pro-China stances of LeBron James. As we very well know, anything that's
Alright, my brain is hurting. I'm glad I could entertain that for a bit. Who put that? The Flunkin? Okay, but a longer vid in.
Balls measuring 3 inches in.
Have I seen this? Have I watched this? Or was this where it started? This is where it started.
There's something inherently
I'm not gonna watch a 40-minute video. I will start with the Baby Shark bath toys though. I don't want to take the full vid.
Baby Shark song on YouTube.
No! God, please, no!
This viral children's jingle hit the internet in 2016 and went massively viral and has since racked
They like
up
poke
billions
kids'
of
eyes out or
views
some
and
shit.
is still stuck in yours and my head
And I think offends. I think sharp pointy, you probably don't want them near kids.
and will be forever in all eternity. And with the popularity of Baby Shark on YouTube, the brand has essentially become an empire, with millions of dollars being generated off of Baby Shark every year thanks to this earworm of a song. Its popularity has generated a Nickelodeon cartoon series, branded grocery products, and of course, lots of toys. Sadly though, Baby Shark has somewhat of a dodgy
I didn't know Baby
reputation
Shark got the Nickelodeon. That's crazy.
when it comes to
Really?
every year thanks to this earworm of a song. Its popularity
Baby Shark's Big Show.
has generated a Nickelodeon cartoon series, branded grocery products, and of course, lots
Fiending for
of
good
toys.
shows.
Sadly though, Baby Shark has somewhat of a dodgy reputation when it comes to its branded merchandise. Such is the case of a particularly dangerous Baby Shark toy. It all begins with a Baby Shark bath toy that hit shelves in May of 2019.
Oh,
This seemingly
no.
innocuous Baby Shark was sold at Target, Walgreens, Ross, and Walmart. The shark was made of a hard plastic material and included a feature where the shark would sing and swim along the top of water when placed in a bathtub or swimming pool. While many such bath toys have been on the market
Electric and
for
water, it's
decades
Jover.
now, the Baby Shark toy featured an insidious design flaw that was a big danger for kids. What images of this product do not properly convey is the sheer size of the shark. The toy itself is actually 7 inches long from nose to tail. So in the context of a child, that's a pretty large toy, which of course brings us to the rather sharp point on this toy.
That's
that
what I was
being the
thinking.
shark's
I was thinking it
fin.
was gonna be the
Since
points.
the release of this Baby Shark bath toy, this sharp, hard plastic dagger-like fin has reportedly resulted in 12 child injuries, including lacerations and puncture wounds. The injuries resulting from children slipping and falling on the toy's rigid fin. Many of these injuries have reportedly sent kids to the hospital and required stitches. As a result of these reports, in 2023, the 7.5
Like, what would you think? What? Hold on.
million large Baby Shark water toys in circulation were recalled by their manufacturer, Zuru LLC. Consumers were told to immediately stop using the dangerous sharks and to contact Zuru for a full refund of $14 for each. The recall stated the following, quote, consumers should disable the tail fin by cutting it on the full-size bath toy or by bending it on the mini-size bath toy, mark the body of the shark bath toy with the word recalled and the unique code provided during registration for the recall. Then upload a
Damn.
photo of the product
They were straight up saying, get rid of it.
showing it's disabled and marked at recallrtr.com/bathshark.
They wanted you to do all that to get your refund.
Upon receipt of the photo, Zuru will issue a refund to purchasers. This recall is still somewhat recent and is an actively developing story. I'm unaware of any civil lawsuits resulting from injuries. Whatever the case,
So I thought it'd be much worse. You can't really be like, oh, it's the fucking toy's fault for being sharp. You could probably be like, well, maybe you shouldn't be selling that to, 3-year-olds who are going to be running and falling all over the place anyways. But, like, kids are going to fall into sharp shit. You got to be careful. So that's probably why they shouldn't have sold it in the first place. But you know what I mean? Like, if you buy a kid a Rubik's Cube, he falls and, like, cuts himself on the Rubik's Cube. The sharp edge on that, you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, fucking Rubik's Cubes. But no, yeah, you don't sell kids sharp stuff. That's like 101. That's like shit your parents tell you when you're a kid. Be careful, it's sharp. Be careful, it's hot.
this situation is a dark stain on the reputation of one of the most beloved children franchises to rise to prominence in recent memory.
What's this guy's name? Wavy Web Surf. You guys go.
This next story was a toy recall that occurred in the early days of the internet when
I
information...
wish he would back the face cam up too much. Am I crazy? I feel like it is too close to his face,
didn't
man.
spread as fast as it does these
I need
days.
him to back it up. I am too close to him, man.
It's one of the most
Maybe that's a me
disturbing
thing.
and widespread recalls of all time, involving
Maybe I'm sitting
two
here going
franchises
crazy.
beloved by Americans. It's the story of Burger King's deadly Pokeballs. In 1999, during the promotion for the first Pokemon movie, Burger King held a $22 million promotion for the movie, releasing a set of 57 miniature Pokemon.
Yeah, those look clean though. Pokemon for fast food toys.
On toys which were contained within small Pokeballs measuring 3 inches in diameter. Burger
This is
King
when
restricted-
fast food toys weren't like. I mean, they were still cheap pieces of shit, but they weren't like they are now, genuine pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Some of those toys back in the day, bro, that Raichu Death killed a kid.
distributed the toys through their big kids meal and regular kids meals, and the promotion was set
Yo,
to
they got the big kids meal. Oh, yo, hold up.
last through no toys through their big kids meal and regular kids meals.
Shit, you could be a big kid. Dang, bro. I'm gonna grab water. All right, I'm back. Commit regicide for that. Honestly, that meal looks, it looks kind of good.
And the promotion was set to last through November and December of 1999. These Pokeballs were manufactured by Equity Marketing Inc. in Los Angeles, California, and could be opened by pulling the two halves of the Pokeballs
Were
apart,
kids, like,
revealing
chewing the
Pokemon
keychains?
toy inside. Now, for you true 90s kids out there, you most definitely remember this
Yeah, this
promotion.
zoom in he does makes me anxious. I've never watched a video like this that's made me sit back and be like, bro, back up. This video, genuinely, when the zoom starts, makes me anxious,
was
bro.
a massive deal, and I remember having multiple of these toys, you know, as a kid. It's a fucking miracle that I'm still alive, considering what I'm about to detail to you all. Yes, in '99, the Pokemon
GDLC
craze
flashbacks.
was
It's
at
just,
its height.
it doesn't need
And
to
this
be
toy
constant
run was a
zooming in and
massive
out
hit for
on
Burger
him
King.
delivering a
Restaurants were
point.
wrapped with customers attempting to get their hands on Pokeballs, and unsurprisingly, shortages occurred. These BK
That's what I
Pokeballs
think.
were such a fixture of public interest at the time that the Burger King president of North America even went as far as running newspaper advertisements apologizing to the public when there were shortages. However, what we'll soon find is that shortages would be the when there were shortages. However, what we'll soon find is that shortages would be the least of Burger King's problems, as an insidious design flaw within the Pokeball itself would begin to reveal itself. A design flaw with lethal consequences, might I add. On December 11th of 1999, it was being reported that a 13-month-old girl in Sonora, California was found unresponsive in her playpen by family members. When she was turned over, the family discovered that the girl had a Pokeball suctioned to her face, one side covering her mouth and the other her nose. The Pokeball had suctioned to the toddler's mouth, and she had suffocated to death. After
Oh
this
my
tragedy
God.
was revealed to the public, the local sheriff's department issued a warning about the Burger King Pokeballs, citing the toy as the cause of the infant's tragic passing. It was noted that the small diameter and concave structure of the Pokeball made it particularly susceptible to suctioning. A teething baby could chew on the toy, manipulating it in a way where an airtight seal would be made.
That's
that
terrible,
had been
bruh.
associated with the death of a child. But the Burger Giant would initially attempt to shirk responsibility regarding the matter, claiming that there wasn't enough conclusive evidence to prove that their toy was the direct cause of the child's death, and that the kid's passing could have possibly been due to completely unrelated factors. Despite the ball being found on her mouth, but okay. They said this, but then it
Sure
happened
enough, Burger King.
again. On December 23rd of 1999, 2 days before Christmas, a girl from
That's
Kansas
so terrible.
reportedly got half of a Pokeball stuck on her nose and mouth and nearly suffocated in her own home. Thankfully, the girl's parents managed to remove the suction seal before she was killed. She would receive treatment and suffered no serious injuries. This second incident was reported by news media and raised eyebrows among the public. They couldn't ignore the Pokeball flaw any longer. This second incident left Burger King with no other option than to act. Public pressure was mounting and consumer panic along with it. So with this in consideration, Burger King Pokeballs would cease distribution immediately and a recall would be issued. And by Christmas Eve of 1999, all Burger King toys were removed from stores. Several
Damn,
days later,
dude.
on December 29th of 1999, a nationwide recall was issued. Along with this recall came several ominous warnings released to the public by Burger King that were on both print and television. Burger King issued a statement to parents urging them to immediately take away all Pokeball containers from children.
I wonder if this is partially where some of like the Pokemon hate early on in the days came from. Because there was like a weird most people nowadays probably don't give a shit about Pokemon because everyone kind of understands. But when Pokemon first came out, dude, it was still there's still the crazies, but it's animal violence. It's abusive. It's all this. It's that. It's dangerous things. Kids shouldn't go out and adventure on their own. Blah 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 blah. There's all these terrible things that Pokemon was being said, and it's dude, nah, chill out, bruh.
Ages 3 and younger. The most disturbing thing to come out of the recall outside of the death and injuries themselves was a $1 million TV ad campaign which ominously urged parents to return the deadly children's toys.
Burger King and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission want you to know about the voluntary recall of this Pokemon Pokeball. The ball may pose a suffocation hazard to children under 3. Throw the ball away or return it to Burger King. The safety of your child is of the utmost importance to us.
And while these creepy television ads were certainly
those are pretty
effective
crazy
at getting attention of the public and urging them to recall the Pokeballs, sadly deaths were still occurring as Pokeballs were out in circulation still. While the recall campaign was ongoing, a 4-month-old boy in Indianapolis, Indiana would fall victim to one of the deadly balls, the Pokeball suctioning to his face, causing the child to suffocate in his crib. And in true macabre fashion, the more deaths occurred, the faster the word spread about the recall.
It's gonna be really insensitive. It's gonna be really insensitive. But is Pokemon one of the biggest franchises that has accumulated one of the biggest injury / death tolls? I feel like I hear a lot about injuries and stuff like that related to shit that's going on around Pokemon. Remember how many people were getting arrested or hurt because of Pokemon Go? Didn't you hear about the Pokemon toys? Then there's the Pokemon episode where they fucking Flash and gave a bunch of kids migraines and seizures, and then there was yeah, dude, Pokemon not Pokemon fans, but Pokemon causes jeez, dude, Pokemon's rolled some shit up there, man. Number one IP, can't afford voice actors in the game. Fuck, motherfucker believes Lavender Town shit. Yeah.
and eventually enough death would occur that awareness would be high enough that most parents were finally privy to the fact that these Pokemon toys were dangerous. Parents would begin destroying them en masse, and eventually this crisis would come to an end. In the wake of this Pokeball crisis, Burger King received heavy criticism for their initial reluctance to initiate a recall of their toy. Equity Marketing, the company that made the toys, rebutted critics, stating that before launching the toys, they ensured that the Pokeball containers met or exceeded federal safety guidelines and underwent an exuberant amount of safety testing by an independent third-party lab before, during, and after production of the balls. They said that they checked all the federal safety guidelines.
They're lying out of their ass. They're lying out of their ass, dude.
Guideline boxes in the process of making the Pokeball product. However, the issue was that while the toy had passed all the regulatory child choke tests, these parameters did not assess the risk for suction, which was the way that the Pokeballs killed. The toy's design flaw was a blind spot for both Burger King and the Consumer Product Safety Commission. And in part because of this high-profile case, toys nowadays are tested for suctioning risks. As far as compensation for victims, the parents of the 13-month-old girl that passed from the Burger King Pokeballs would file suit against the company and would win a monetary settlement from the corporation. The exact dollar amount awarded has been kept confidential.
I hope they got billions. But back in 2000, probably not.
Known if any other victims' families won in legal action against the company, but it goes without saying they deserve something for what these Pokeballs put them through. In what's likely one of the darkest children's toy recalls in American history, those were the deadly Burger King Pokeballs.
That was wild, dude. That was fucking crazy, dude. I didn't know anything about that, dude. I knew about the Porygon. I knew about all the Pokemon Go stuff. Holy moly, dude. That's so sad.
While I wouldn't necessarily...
Oh, I've heard about this. This is so fucking creepy. The fact that your baby monitor could be hacked. I've heard tons of stories about this. Why would you hack a baby monitor, you fucking weirdo?
Consider a Ring camera a children's toy, parents do use Ring devices to monitor and protect their children. Take, for example, Ring cameras in a kid's room or baby monitors produced by the company. But what happens when products that you use to safeguard your kids end up traumatizing them? This next chapter involves several nightmarish examples of nefarious hackers who have infiltrated Ring cameras and other security devices to scare kids. Arguably one of the most disturbing examples of this occurred in Tennessee back in 2019. Tennessee woman Ashley LeMay had purchased a set
This one where there's stories like this where someone was talking to her kid through the baby monitor.
of Ring cameras to look after her three
It's stuff
daughters.
like that.
And this system worked well initially, but on the fourth night of the camera's operation, the unimaginable occurred. While Ashley's daughter Alyssa is playing alone in her room, an unknown man's voice begins speaking to the girl from the device, claiming that he's Santa Claus and begins instructing her to start breaking things in the house.
Who is that? I'm your best friend. I'm Santa
Nah,
Claus.
I'm done with this video. That's weird. Nah. We're gonna go to the hoverboards. I don't like it. I don't understand how people can be weird like that, dude. The fucking
Hoverboard
kids,
craze.
dude. Ugh.
Admittedly, these things are fun to mess around on, and they got so popular that
Do
hoverboards
anything
kind
else
of
with your
became a
time
meme
than
for a
be
while.
like
with every
fucking with
Zoomer
someone
kid
else's
in
kid,
America
bro.
YOLO swagging out on these things. They just got tiresome, you know. While hoverboards are finally
There was like a warning. Oops, some of them set fire. Oop, they definitely set fire. Hey, some of them explode. Hey, one of these times it's gonna kill someone. I'm pretty sure these killed someone.
remembered by many, what's often not discussed about this toy is the dark history surrounding it and the many houses burnt down, children injured and killed because of them.
So
Back
by
in the
proxy,
day,
I
people
owned
saw
one. Yep,
hoverboards
yep.
as a
Base.
potential
Base
futuristic
cigar.
form of transportation. The hypothetical contraption made popular thanks to Marty McFly's hoverboard featured in Back to the Future 2. Decades later, the world is yet to get flying hoverboards for real. The technology still
Yeah,
out of
when
reach.
do we get
But
our
in
hoverboards, bro?
2013, manufacturers decided to cash in on the legacy pop culture hype and began selling electronic swivel skateboard-like toys under the name hoverboard. The genesis of these swivel hoverboard products actually begins with a Kickstarter created by American entrepreneur Steve Chen. This Kickstarter would later result in the creation of his hoverboard product, which sold under the name Hovertrax. For those who don't know, hoverboards move by the user tilting in the direction that they want to go. It's also possible to get the board to spin in a circle by tilting your feet in opposite directions. When hoverboards hit shelves, they were almost an immediate hit. And much of this was in part thanks to how popular social media was at the time and videos
Pretty
of
much.
the hoverboard spreading
Yeah, Wes.
virally. Videos would surface online showcasing
Mike
various
Tyson hoverboard.
celebrities like Justin Bieber, Jamie Foxx, Kendall Jenner, and more riding hoverboards, and dozens of funny fail videos surfaced as well, showing Viners, YouTubers, and everyday people busting their asses and crashing their boards. Much like scooters and bicycles, hoverboards became a hugely popular hit with
Spinal.
children. By June of 2015, copycats
Ooh,
of the
you
hoverboard
know
began
that one's gonna blow up. Ooh, $30? Ooh, shit.
flooding the market, and the quality of these products began to suffer as a result. Now, you might think the danger being posed to the youth in regard to this product was, simply kids crashing and busting their head open on the board. But the real insidious danger with the hoverboard was actually the risk of these things exploding
some
and
orange
catching on
juice?
fire. Many of these fires causing
been a bit.
entire
It's pretty good.
homes to be burnt down and lives ruined. With low-quality hoverboards now in the hands of consumers, videos began surfacing on the news and social media showcasing hoverboards bursting into flames. One Louisiana family who purchased a hoverboard for their son's Christmas gift unfortunately lost their entire home, thanks to
Yeah.
the board igniting and setting fire to the property. As more boards
Fucking
were
terrible.
proven faulty, a social media panic began to set in, and online retailers started removing specific hoverboard products from their websites. In late 2015, hoverboards manufactured by the company Swagway were taken off of Amazon completely. It was later determined that the cause of these fires was caused by faulty lithium-ion batteries that were placed in these low-quality contraptions.
That's not what to bring to a
Because
deserted
of their
island?
poor design, scooters could actually overheat while being charged
Oh
and
my
just
God.
blow up. Businesses started banning people from using hoverboards on their property, and many airlines banned the product from being placed in
Start an
carry-on or
easy
checked
fire? Holy
baggage
shit,
due
yeah,
to
dude.
safety issues posed by the batteries. Quote, Delta reviewed hoverboard product specifications and found that manufacturers do not consistently provide detail about the size or power of their lithium-ion batteries. Despite the rise in awareness in regard to the dangers posed by hoverboards, unfortunately, these faulty products would continue to hurt and maim children. On January 9th of 2016, at the home of Brian and Megan Fox in Nashville, Tennessee, their child's hoverboard
Wait.
bursted into flames while the parents weren't at home. The two children heard noises coming from
The
the first
Megan
floor
Fox?
and hid upstairs thinking that the sound was an intruder. However, what they didn't realize is that sound was their hoverboard exploding, and they were essentially trapped in a house that was now burning down. Brian and Megan arrived home shortly after to find their house engulfed in flames with their two young children still stuck inside. Brian would attempt to rescue his kids and sustain several burn injuries while doing so. Thankfully, the children would be heroically rescued after they jumped out of windows. Both would survive, only sustaining minor injuries. This
That's so
hoverboard-induced
terrible.
fire completely annihilated the family's $1 million home and their belongings, resulting in approximately $2 million in damages. Later in the year, the family would sue Amazon, alleging that the company was liable for the defective hoverboard and the damages that it caused. Amazon argued that they were simply a conduit for the consumer and the manufacturer, and that
It wasn't
in all
us.
reality, the manufacturer was to blame for the fire. However, eventually in 2020, Amazon would settle with the family for an undisclosed amount of money. With all of this chaos and destruction caused by hoverboards, it wouldn't be long for official agencies to step in and get the ball rolling on a recall here. The Consumer Product Safety Commission would launch an investigation into the safety of hoverboard devices and determine that the lithium-ion batteries within
God,
the
did you
application
see
into
that? Was that the
safety of
logo?
hoverboard devices
That makes me feel old. Seeing the Twitter logo. It's been what, 2-3 months since? No, about 2 months-ish. If even that. Since he got rid of the Twitter logo. Old!
and determined that the lithium-ion batteries within them could overheat and pose the high risk of catching fire. And after these findings, in July of 2016, the commission ordered a recall of over 500,000 hoverboard units from 8 different manufacturers. The Swagway X1 hoverboard alone was the target of 267,000 of these recalls. Sadly though, even after the recall, more children were getting hurt. In early 2017, a hoverboard exploded and caught fire.
So wait, it got recalled in 2016, hoverboard exploded in February 2017.
And resulted in the death of 2 children.
Is that what
after
happened?
the hoverboard, even after the manufacturer, a recall of over 5 lithium-ion batteries within them could overheat and pose the high risk of catching fire. And after these
July 6, 2016.
findings, in July of 2016, the commission ordered a recall of over 500,000 hoverboard units from 8 different manufacturers. The Swagway X1
So 7
hoverboard
months, half a
alone
year,
was the
basically.
target of 267,000 of these recalls.
Yeah, no,
Sadly,
half a
though,
year.
Even after the recall, more
People
children
ain't gonna
were
see
getting
it.
hurt. In early 2017, a hoverboard exploded
Still,
and
that
caught
sucks.
fire and resulted in the death of 2 children after their entire house was burnt down. In January of 2018, a Clarkston, Michigan family were charging their hoverboard when it bursted into flames. Fortunately, this family was able to escape the deadly discharge and alert the fire department, who were able to put out the flames and save their house. Remarkably, in 2021, a Utah-based family was actually able to catch a hoverboard exploding on video. The video shows a young child almost being burnt by the device. Luckily, the kid's father, who was asleep at the time, woke up and grabbed the fire extinguisher and was able to put out the blaze. On April 1st of 2022, in Hellerton, Pennsylvania, a 10-year-old girl and her 15-year-old sister were both killed in a house fire reportedly caused by a hoverboard. And sadly, even after there being problems with these hoverboard products for
You can still buy them on Amazon, by the way. Just check. He's probably going to say the same thing.
to half a decade at this point, defective ones are still making it onto store shelves and hurting kids. Hopefully this trend dies down in the near future, but with hoverboard deaths and injuries within the last year, it's not looking good. In the realm of these
fidget spinners? Oh, I'm sure.
Fad, flash in the
pan
toys, the king of all of them is without a doubt the fidget spinner. With their bright colors,
How's the fidget spinner the worst?
collectible nature, and of course seamless spinning function.
So when you install Pikmin 2, well, I might, like I said, I might do a half stream today. I'll probably install. We might do it tomorrow. I ended up recording the PvE video. So I wrote the script. I started doing all. I know you guys aren't too caring, but like the Overwatch TikTok video I tried to make, it's gonna be like 15 minutes long, and I was like, dude, I cannot, because I've been playing the game for the past month. There's so much to talk about. So I think I'm gonna break it down into like 3 videos. I'm gonna do one for PvE and like the underworld stuff, one for the battle pass, and then one for like the new hero. You're right, I don't care. Yeah.
Spinners proved to be quite the ubiquitous toy
Half a stream
found
today,
amongst the
probably.
youth in the late 2010s. Fidget spinners were said to have possessed emotional
Every
and mental
company was trying to be like, oh look, we have official fidget spinners now.
benefit to kids, helping some children deal with anxiety and stress. While these aforementioned benefits surrounding fidget spinners are up for debate, okay, what's undeniable about this product is that it has a dark side of hurting kids, with reports of fidget spinners causing psychosis, being poisonous, and being used in attempted child kidnappings. Fidget spinner-like
What?
products have been available since 1993. Around this time, a woman named Catherine Hedinger developed an early
Psychosis.
spinning toy prototype with the intent of helping kids deal with emotions by way of distraction. However, this style of fidget toy wouldn't become popular until decades later, starting in 2017. In 2017, an aspiring businessman by the name of Alan Marmon saw potential in the toy if only it could be mass-produced, leading him to create the Fidget 360, a product that would become the model for all modern fidget spinners found on shelves today. The Fidget 360 toy was marketed as a way of helping young teens and children cope with autism, ADHD, and anxiety, despite there not being any solid research proving the notion at the time. Whatever the case, fidget spinners are fun and addictive.
2017
and
filled
it
with
was
such
an
bullshit?
immediate
Yeah, I
hit
don't know,
after
dude.
being put on store shelves. Much like the hoverboard, the popularity of fidget spinners was thanks in part to social media. Online, one can find numerous videos of folks showcasing their spectacular fidget spinner skills, magic tricks involving the toys, and humorous skits to boot. But in contrast to the hoverboard, fidget spinners were actually relatively affordable, with most of them ranging in price from $5 to $20. So this was like a people's toy, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had one of these things. They were very common among the public. But while the internet videos portrayed this kid's
They were
toy
everywhere,
as harmless
dude.
fun and games, as Chinese fidget toy copycats flooded the market, problems began to occur.
It's always when the fucking Chinese flood the fucking market, dude. Respectfully.
In May of 2017, the reality of fidget spinners being a choking hazard would come to fruition. This happened when a Texas mother named Kelly Rose Joniak had to rush her daughter Britton to the emergency room after she accidentally swallowed part of the gadget. It said that the
Yes,
woman
respectfully.
heard her daughter, quote, make an odd retching noise in the back seat.
Or yeah,
she says,
respectfully.
looking back in the
Respect. This is
mirror,
so
I
sad.
saw her face turning red and drool pouring
Oh
from
my
her
God.
mouth. She couldn't the hospital and given x-rays. It was discovered that part of the fidget spinner brushing, which is the metal part of the spinner that's about the size of a quarter, had popped out and was lodged into her esophagus. Doctors had to perform emergency surgery on the girl, which required general anesthesia. Thanks to an endoscopic procedure, the brushing was safely extracted from her body.
God.
The mother says, fortunately, we had a positive outcome, but it was pretty scary there for a while. From this, I wish to offer some word of caution to parents. Fidget spinners are the current
Metal
craze, so
parts
they're
fell
widely
out too easy.
distributed. Kids of all ages may be getting them, but not all spinners come with age-appropriate warnings. The brushings pop out easily, so if you have young kids, keep in mind that these present a potential choking hazard.
God, dude. That's another reason I would never have a kid. You have to be worried about them choking on everything. Everything, dude. It's you know that you guys have had pets. You guys know how it fucking feels when a dog, like, you drop something that's maybe too spicy and your dog goes right for it, trying to eat it, or you see them chewing on something and then you're like, what the fuck are you eating? You know what I mean? Or you just see it in TV shows and shit. It's like, what the fuck is that dog eating? And you try and see and the dog runs the fuck away. It's like that, but like 100 times worse for babies. Fuck that, dude.
And fidget spinners were not only a choking risk, there were some deranged criminals out there that were using the popularity of the fidget spinner and using the spinners themselves as bait to kidnap children.
God.
In June of 2017, a New Jersey man reportedly
Instead of
attempted
candy,
to lure 2 children
got
ages
fidget
8 and
spinners.
11 into the back of his vehicle while at a convenience store in Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. The man first tried offering the children snacks and candy, but when they didn't show interest, the creep then upped the ante, allegedly offering the young kids fidget spinners to play with if they came with him. Thankfully, though, somebody at the convenience store saw what was going on and intervened. The staff member told the guy to leave, and in response, he aggressively said that the kids are coming with me, but after a little bit of back and forth, the creep eventually got out of there. The fidget spinning attempted kidnapper fled away in a white Toyota Corolla.
What
New
the
Jersey's
fuck
Old Bridge
is that?
Township Police put out a Facebook status regarding the attempted fidget spinner kidnapping and provided security images and a sketch of the suspect.
The
offering a
kids are
reward
coming
for the
with
fidget
me?
freak's capture. However, to this day, the perp still remains at large. Choking and kidnapping bait aside, some fidget spinners were found to contain toxic levels of lead in them. In November of 2017, massive American retailer Target took fidget spinners off of their shelves when it was discovered by a consumer advocacy group that various spinners contain dangerously high levels of lead. That lead being found in the metal bearings of the spinners.
Dude?
Quote, new report on high levels of lead. 300 times the limit in some fidget spinners. As a result of this, Target would remove
What
the
the
product.
hell,
Fortunately, though,
dude?
despite the possibility of lead poisoning, kidnap baiting, and choking hazards, as far as I'm aware, no one has died from a fidget spinner. Let's hope it remains that way.
That's good. I want to watch another one of his videos.
And well, you made it to the end. Those were the internet's most dangerous toys. Let me know what you thought about this video down below in the comments section, and let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give
What else has he got?
20
Idiot sent to jail by social media posts. Give him a subscribe. YouTuber fake death. Addiction gaming murder. The internet's deadliest gamers? Or is this gonna be about like that Call of Duty story? Where the guy was like, bro, give me your address, I'll show up. And he actually did. Call of Duty gamers don't fuck around, man. Oh, man. What should we do now? Bunch of losers. Bunch of losers. They fuck around now. What's going on with the WWE lately, Flunkin? Is there any is it bad right now? So hyped for what? Someone's gonna say fuck? What's that mean? They paid to say it on TV? E3 reload? Oh. I see. WWE's fine. AW on the other hand is something about CM Punk going through shit. He's always, isn't he a drama queen? I don't know. I could play some Starfield for a bit. Starfield probably. Starfield, Poopy Watch. I can at least download Pikmin 2 for now. I'll start the download on Pikmin 2 right now. Then we'll play some Poopy Field. He's very egotistical. He thought he could join the fucking UFC. Did you see his CM Punk UFC fight? Man got into a fight with a kid backstage and got fired. CM Punk? Really? CM Punk was one of the worst fighters ever. I've seen all three. His fights sucked balls. Sorry, 1 second. Luke Perry's son. Okay. So the man just got into a random fight, and it was his first ever unscripted win. Oh, okay. All right. And he got fired. Isn't he like the champion right now or some shit? Didn't he have a belt? Or did he lose? It's hard to explain if you aren't following it. Okay. He had one that he never lost. Okay. Alright, Pikmin 2 gonna take me 20 minutes to download. On my GameCube. I mean, it's gonna take 20 minutes to get here from my Uber Eats. Clearly. Yeah, my virtual console. Yeah. Oh, I had donuts this morning. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. Been working on that video all morning, dude. I got some donut holes here, bro. I was supposed to have it for like dessert, but I'm gonna have one right now. We'll grind your gears, sire. Sire. Pikmin 2 when it was ported to Switch. Wait, are there bad changes? Oh man, you can't eat just one donut hole. I want to eat like 2 more. The branding of items got removed. What do you mean the branding? Like if there was like a cigarette pack or something like that. Some shit. Duracell batteries, now generic Nintendo battery. Oh, like that. Yeah, because every fucking Easter egg now, every reference now requires you to cut some money and like require it, permission and all this and that. I'm eating another donut hole, I don't care. That's that good shit, bro. You had it yet? Well, okay. Guys want to watch the food theorist? Mr. Beast Burger is failing? I mean, we already know it is, but...
Mr. Beast is
suing himself. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
himself. Kinda. You see, earlier this month, the news came out that Jimmy Beast, everyone's favorite AI-generated thumbnail face, was filing suit against his fast food brand, Mr. Beast Burger. Or more accurately, the company responsible for managing that brand, Virtual Dining Concepts, VDC for short. Why would he do that? Well, as the lawsuit claims...
Oh, good old VDC. We learned a lot about them
beastly beef brand.
a couple months ago from Eddie Burback.
VDC's army of restaurants was inconsistent and in many cases dangerous, resulting in a rapid erosion of Mr. Beast's food brand. So how did VDC respond? By pulling out the Uno reverse card, counter-suing Mr. Beast for damage to their brand. Basically, they're saying that Mr. Beast's public statements about VDC actually caused significant damage to their bottom line. How much are we talking about here? Oh, you know, just a cool $100 million. How's that for a thumbnail?
Pretty much, this virtual company, they said, hey, Mr. Beast, you want to work with us? He's like, sure, I want to do food. And he worked with them, and then they was like, you know, fucking up his shit because there's no way to keep quality across the board on all of the states in every ghost kitchen. So, of course, a lot of people eventually ended up with some fucking dog shit. So then he sued him, And they were like, he basically publicly said he deleted the tweets because he realized probably shouldn't have left them up. He said, like, I'm forced to still work with them. I haven't mentioned them in like a few months, blah, 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 blah. They're ruining my brand or whatever. And then they came out like, whoa, 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 you can't do that.
Last to leave the courtroom wins 9 figures. So who's right and who's wrong? The answer to that, my friends, is so much bigger than either of these two companies. Hello, Internet.
Virtual
Welcome.
dining
It's bigger
concepts,
than
by the way.
either
Or dining concepts.
of these two companies.
VDC.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. Ever the trend spotter had this brilliant idea, partnering with Ghost Kitchens to quickly scale up a food brand with his name on it. Now that right there is already a lot to process, so
Oh,
let's
Wes,
just
you
make
good?
sure we're all on the same
You
page.
good, man?
Basically, a Ghost Kitchen is not Casper and his
Why you
pals
got that in
wishing
your
up a
brain,
little
Wes?
bit
What's
ziti.
up, man?
It's a professional kitchen that works to make food for another brand. You know how ghostwriters are people whose job it is to write books in
You good, my
secret
brother?
for someone else? Well, a Ghost Kitchen is basically that for food. It's a group of chefs working in a kitchen to cook up food for a restaurant that does not physically exist. The restaurant's name and menu appear on food delivery apps like Grubhub and DoorDash. People place their orders, and then an existing kitchen somewhere out there in the world decides to cook it up. Sometimes those kitchens are, you know, actual kitchens in already established restaurants just looking to pick up a few
There are
extra
some
tabs for
kitchens
extra
that are
business
literally like just straight out of their house. They're like, yeah, I'll be a ghost kitchen.
on the side. But oftentimes, those ghost kitchens are working solely for the virtual brands in unusual places, in shipping containers, in parking lots, in places where you wouldn't expect your food to be coming from. It's weird, sure, but hey, food trucks are a thing. And on the surface, it seems to be a perfectly acceptable business model. Mr. Beast uses his reach to spotlight a menu of items he's approved, and then local chefs make it. That allows him to have hundreds of restaurant locations all over the country overnight, while giving extra work to chefs and other employees struggling to stay afloat. Jimmy is the marketing, virtual dining concept
Give me one
is
sec.
the
I'm gonna throw
actual
my food away
business
real
making the
quick.
food.
Or my trash away. My what's it called? The bottle. Orange juice. There you go. You're back. What's up, Shirley? How you doing? Alright, I'm back.
On paper, it really should be a win-win-win, and financially, it certainly seemed to be, with Jimmy tweeting out in July of 2022 that Mr. Beast Burger had earned $100 million in revenue. But in reality, things aren't nearly so rosy. Ever since day one of Mr. Beast Burger's launch in 2020, there's been contention between Jimmy and Virtual Dining Concepts about burger quality control. Burgers coming out underdone, overcooked, underseasoned.
Look at
with
how
air in
awful
them.
that is. That's like you
Burgers
should
coming out-
there are some rules that I think should apply. I get slip ups every now and then and slight mistakes. I feel like if you are a professional chef and that is how you put a burger out, no, that is how you put 2 burgers out. You should no longer be allowed to serve food. You should have to take like a course for like a month before you can serve food. If your food comes out like this and you still send it to like your customers, like I get mistakes happen, but this right here, why is the pun blagger than me? Yeah, that's an intentional, like I get raw meat happens sometimes. Professional chef, isn't that McDonald's? No, this is a ghost kitchen, which means they are hired, they get paid to cook food for any order that comes in. Basic, maybe not a professional chef, but you are a hired chef at that point. You are cooking food for people. You're not McDonald's. So someone fucking posted this, looked at it, and said, "That's good. Send it out."
out underdone, overcooked, underseasoned, with hair in them.
Or didn't look at it and sent it out, which is ugh.
Relying on over 1,000 different kitchens with a vast range of ingredients and staff training at their disposal, the product is never going to be the same. For
Exactly.
example, compare
Exactly
Matt
what I was just
Stoney's
saying.
Video.
Oh, dude, look at all that beef. Look at all that cheese. 4 smashed crispy beef patties.
To what Eddie Burback got.
This tastes like a cafeteria burger.
I mean, the difference is obvious. This burger patty does not look like this burger patty. And this is something that's openly acknowledged by Jimmy's own team, as seen here in a clip of his manager Reed reacting to the opening of Mr. Beast Burger's physical location.
I mean, this is the problem with delivery is, you know, we have 1,700 virtual locations, and depending on where you order from, the burger experience might be different because
it might be different. No, it's no matter what, it's gonna be different. I guarantee you, if you really wanted to ride on the Mr. Beast name, you would get a Mr. Beast burger from one of every state and then see how different every fucking burger is.
you're getting it from a different restaurant.
That's an easy
you're getting
video.
it from
Well, not
a
easy,
delivery
but that's-
service, which it's really
that's
hard
views.
to control. Is it going to take 20 minutes? Is it going to take 40 minutes? You don't know. And then sometimes you're really relying on what does the restaurant have left. Maybe they don't have that specific potato bun that's being used. Maybe they have something else. And so this was the first time people were getting a amazing hamburger actually delivered to them sitting at a restaurant for the first time. And the consistency of the product is just, it's different when you can own it and it's your restaurant.
But this year, the quality control issue finally came to a head. In May of 2023, the original video promoting the launch of the brand was made private. And when someone asked if this was a sign that Mr. Beast Burger was done, Jimmy responded saying that the problem was that he couldn't guarantee the quality of the order.
This is pretty much what it was. I can't guarantee the quality. And then he went on to talk more about it eventually later
something
on.
he repeated in July in a now deleted tweet when responding to a fan's complaint about their subpar Beast Burger. Quote,
Yeah, I can't get out of my deal, which basically shows that they're fucking assholes, which makes everyone be like, nah, it's fucked.
I can't get out of my deal with Beast Burger. He elaborated in a series of follow-ups about how the original intent of Beast...
He said, hence why I'm never giving up control of Feastable, so I can always do what's best for my fans. Harsh lesson to learn.
I can't get out of my deal with Beast Burger.
That sucks,
he
man.
elaborated in a series of follow-ups about how the original intent of Beast Burger was to help restaurants make more money during the pandemic, but eventually it just became impossible to keep up quality working with restaurants that he doesn't own. When asked if this meant that he was retiring the brand, he said he would if he could, but the company he partnered with, VDC, wouldn't let him stop, even though it was terrible for his brand. He acknowledged that a younger him had just signed himself into a bad deal. Which leads us then to today, with Jimmy filing a lawsuit against VDC, claiming his contract with them should be null and void because they failed to uphold their part of the bargain. The kitchens under their management were sending out food that was, according to some of the fans who ordered it, revolting, disgusting, inedible, and likely the worst burger they ever had, which, you know, is saying a lot when Burger King's Barbie Burger is a product that exists. Looks like it's been slathered in Pepto-Bismol.
That looks so fucking gross.
Really get spicy. VDC...
Pink sauce is nasty. This type of sauce should never be anywhere near food. Pink sauce lady, Burger King. Nah. But what was it? He said likely the word. These are reviews they said, his fans. They didn't keep up with his end of the deal or whatever is what they were saying. I could totally see him winning, dude. All he has to do is say, yeah, I never did tell you how the sauce tastes. You never did. Did I? No, you never did. I told you to go and try it and you said, bro, I'm not going to. Tastes ass. I bet you it does. You said it looks rancid. Yeah, you never tried it. You said you said couldn't pay me enough to try it.
Some of the fans who ordered it, revolting.
But yeah, back to saying, Mr. Beast could totally say they dealt in bad faith, man. He said, I gave you my brand, you know, and you guys made it look worse by having your foods, you know, your places you said where I could open up. Quality's coming out terrible. So it's like, listen, you know, I gave you guys my brand and you're fucking it up. So
disgusting,
see
inedible,
what
and
happens.
likely the worst burger they ever had, which, you know, is saying a lot when Burger King's Barbie Burger is a product that exists. Looks like it's been slathered in Pepto-Bismol. But here's where things really get spicy. VDC responded with a lawsuit of their own. According to them, yeah, Jimmy was right. Mr. Beast Burger's reputation was destroyed, but it wasn't by them delivering mistaken orders, it was rather by Jimmy himself airing the dirty laundry publicly, retweeting and elevating the relatively few instances of people's dissatisfaction with the food, publicly complaining about not being able to get out of his contract. They claimed that he was engaging in a cash grab, trying to bully the company for his own monetary gain. And the damage done to their business, not just Mr. Beast Burger, but Virtual Dining Concepts' complete brand of ghost kitchens, totaled over $100 million.
$100 million, dude.
So with lawsuits flying around in both directions, and potentially hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, who's right here? Now, at first glance, Jimmy's case seems like it should be obvious. The biggest problem hurting the image of Mr. Beast Burger was the huge amount of complaints they got about their food. Any damage that Jimmy allegedly did to the brand by responding to or bringing attention to negative reviews, all of that happened only because VDC failed to uphold their end of the bargain. You know, actually making safe, high-quality food. If there was no bad food, you would have no bad tweets, right? Except there's likely a number of angles that VDC will attack that premise from. The first would be the relative scale of the complaints. That in the food world, there's always going to be negative reviews of a product, and that Mr. Beast, in response...
Yeah, that's true. There's always, like, food's never, like, I mean, it can be perfect, but, you know, I don't know.
Responding to a small handful of them made a mountain out of a molehill, overblowing a quality control issue that, relative to the volume of orders being placed, wasn't nearly as bad as it seemed. The second angle they'll likely be arguing was that it was never their job to provide consistent food. It was only their job to provide food that had the Mr. Beast name on it. That one's a little bit weird, we'll get to it. So let's take a big old bite and chew on some of the issues that are brought forth by this legal battle, shall we? And remember, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is just me nerding out about the future of how food gets distributed. First, to address the idea that Mr. Beast overly fixated on the few bad reviews that Mr. Beast Burger received versus the mountain of orders that VDC fulfilled, we need to understand the average number of complaints and health violations a typical restaurant receives. A study by the National Restaurant Association found that about 7% of restaurants had critical violations, which are the most serious type of infraction for a food service provider. Critical violations...
Is this video about to be used in helping Mr. Beast win in court? We're about to see.
Or things that would include anything causing an immediate health problem for customers or employees. Stuff like cross-contamination of bacteria.
So a normal restaurant is 7%. How much does Mr. Beast across the country get?
So how does Mr. Beast Burger compare? Well, we can't really know, but we can estimate and compare with other very similar service providers. We know for a fact that Virtual Dining Concepts has delivered 6 million orders based on the header on their site. And while not all of those are going to be coming from Jimmy's brand, we can assume that most of them are. Let's just say that Mariah Carey's cookies and Mario Lopez's tortas, yeah, they're probably not flying off the shelf as quickly as the burgers produced by the guy actively promoting his sandwiches to his hundreds of millions of followers and then regularly giving away wads of cash to random orders. There might be a little bit more enthusiasm by one of those versus the others. We also know, thanks to this quote from March of 2021 from Robert Earl, founder of VDC, that 1 million burgers at that point had been sold.
Xbox adding something they should have added a long time ago. Games
already.
Finally able to stream games for Xbox
He's a
Discord.
wonderful partner. He's intent on building with us a
They made
big
Starfield.
permanent
Yeah,
brand.
true.
Whoop's. Yeah, that was
Starfield's good. I know Starfield's getting a lot of shit, but Starfield's not as bad as most people give it.
And say
Like-
only 1 million orders.
Like, I'm gonna pause real quick. Most people give Starfield a lot of shit. It's a good game. It's just not, like, it lacks in areas it probably shouldn't lack. And then, like, again, people had so high expectations for it.
Orders have been placed for Beast Burger.
Outside of Xbox, how many games came out for it? Newest. Oh, yeah, we got Halo. Ooh, you know, we got that Call of Duty. What else we got? We got that Final Fantasy. We talking about exclusives, though? We just got Halo, that's it. Halo, Redfall, and Starfield. And they've all been, like, shat on. So. Yeah.
So what's the relative volume that...
So, Starfield's great. Starfield's great. I don't care what anyone says.
Well,
Starfield's great.
according to the Mr. Beast complaint, the brand has received thousands of negative reviews. So let's take a high number of complaints, say 10,000, versus a low number of orders, say 1 million. That then gives us only 1% complaining about the quality of the Mr. Beast burger, well below the 7% of restaurants with critical violations. Now, obviously, this isn't a perfect comparison. Getting a bad review online is very different from having a health code violation, but it does show that there may be something to Jimmy looking a bit too closely at all the negative tweets. 1% negative reviews across 1 million or more orders, that's a great hit rate. Or maybe not. Let's look at the question another way. While we don't have specific numbers about virtual dining concepts themselves, there has been a bunch of data released about other similar ghost kitchen service providers. Reef Kitchens is a company with a similar concept, a ghost kitchen company that operates delivery-only virtual restaurants.
God, I think it's
2021,
crazy.
An investigation into the company found that out of the 61 Reef Kitchens operating and inspect.
I feel like ghost kitchens make sense if you are in a big city and you're in like a giant apartment complex and you have like the middle building or something like that, and you could just be the one that makes food and sends it up and down the build. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
In Florida, 58 violated at least one health and safety control.
That is so fucking disgusting. The more, again, anytime I watch stuff about how terrible Uber Eats and ghost kitchens are, it makes me never want to order from them ever again. 58 out of 61 had health and safety concerns. That's so disgusting. BRB, take your time, Shirtle.
Concern. Of those, 21 separate kitchens had themselves a high-level safety violation, ranging from a lack of soap for proper hand washing of the chefs to storing meat at dangerously high temperatures. 2 units even had sewage leaking into the kitchen. So
that's
overall,
great.
A
That's
third
great.
Of Reef's
That
operations in
makes me
Florida
hungry.
Had a high-level violation, 33%, way higher than the national average that we talked about before of 7%. Now, to be fair, Reef only works out of non-traditional spaces like parking lots and shipping containers. Compare that to VDC, which has a mix of both non-traditional spaces and pre-established restaurant kitchens. So maybe VDC's handling of other brands is better? Nope, doesn't seem like it. I looked across the other brands in Virtual Dining Concepts roster and found a similar trend to Mr. Beast Burger. Negative reviews on account of incorrect orders, late deliveries, and the food just being bad. DJ Khaled's Another Wing boasts a 3-star average on Grubhub. Steve Aoki's Pizza Aoki reviews don't fare much better. Food was late, cold, gross.
Even DJ Khaled has fucking wings? Are you fucking kidding me?
Steve Aoki's Pizza just being bad. DJ Khaled's Another Wing boasts
Another Wing by DJ Khaled. Another Wing. Are you kidding me? God, dude, it's the ghost kitchens are just like NFTs. They got a bunch of celebrities. They got a bunch of celebrities to jump on this and have like agree to make ghost kitchens, or we'll make food for you. All you have to do is just give us a menu and you can have a kitchen. Another Wing. I would totally eat a DJ Khaled wing. How you doing, Underrated? How goes it? How goes it? Tell them to bring out the whole buffet. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, but we're watching ghost kitchens right now. Stuff like that. Hopefully you're doing well, Underrated.
a 3-star average on Grubhub. Steve Aoki's Pizza Aoki reviews don't fare much better. Food was late, cold, gross. Even actual chef Guy Fieri decided to partner with VDC to bring his Flavortown kitchen to the virtual world.
We work with inside of restaurants in over 25 cities around the country where we build a virtual kitchen in that restaurant.
Within a few months, the brand expanded to 160 locations. Guy Fieri was a jewel in the VDC
No
crown
way.
because he was a real chef given real legitimacy to the business. But look at the VDC website now. The brand is
He realized it was shit and pulled out. Diners, dives, and drive-ins or whatever. That guy, he said, nah, fuck that.
gone. Searching the Flavortown kitchen across food delivery apps completely vanished. The only remnants are its various 1-star reviews on Yelp with a very similar refrain. I trusted the brand, big mistake. The chicken guy sandwich I ate was not edible.
The impression I'm getting is that there's a lot more stuff included in this that's not on the menu.
Even Guy Fieri, experienced restaurateur, is struggling to find critical success with virtual kitchens. He bounced before his brand.
Dude, that's crazy. You literally just take that, like, I don't know how they would... How do they think they can countersue Mr. Beast? How do they think they can countersue Mr.
Really
Beast
suffer,
with
just
shit?
like Jimmy is looking to do now, but
with shit
doesn't
like
really
this,
seem
though.
able to do contractually. So really, it seems like Jimmy is in the right. He and many others have had their brands actively co-opted and weakened by these ghost kitchens operating irresponsibly. But unlike many other celebrities, doesn't seem like he's able to extract himself from the contract. So let's just talk about those contracts for a second, shall we? Because that actually brings up the second major issue with the case. Obviously, quality control is a huge problem, not just with VDC, but for the entire ghost kitchen industry. When you have a decentralized model and don't actively own any of the
What I think it
restaurants yourself,
is, because they know once Mr. Beast pulls out of their app, all these other like a lot of people are gonna pull out. It's gonna be like, all right, if this is he was one of the main Mr. Beast was one of the main guys who blew up these apps. He helped blow it up. There's no way. There's no way.
There's no real accountability there. If you're working in a Buca di Beppo, but you occasionally get a delivery order to Guy Fieri's Flavortown Kitchen, if that order sucks, it's not really coming back to you. There's no true way to hold you, the worker at Buca di Beppo, accountable. It's not your primary job after all. The health of the actual main
Oh yeah,
business
that was
is
another thing. It's the argument that it's like they don't have to put as much effort into because they don't actually deal with any criticism. That's another huge reason why that fucking burger back at like here looked like fucking dog shit. Because the review's never gonna affect you. You're never gonna get in trouble for releasing shit like this. What does it matter? So disgusting, dude.
come first. And let's be honest, it's not like you were trained to do the menu items correctly anyway. Heck, probably didn't even have the right ingredients to make that item. You're just doing your best to replicate that one dish from that one fake menu amongst the hundreds of restaurants that may be operating out of your kitchen.
I found 10 restaurants running out of the same kitchen. Does that sound like a lot of kitchens to you? Because if it doesn't,
I love this.
I lied. There are
This blew my mind.
4 restaurants on Uber Eats that all share this one address.
So overall, there's not really a high likelihood of you getting that item right, nor is there much incentive to put in any extra effort. That is why these orders keep failing so hard. But then, why isn't VDC themselves holding these restaurants accountable? Well, contractually, they might not have to. Now, while I wasn't able to get a hold of a contract for virtual dining concepts, I was able to find one for a similar company, Virtual Dining Brands. And let me just say, the services they promise to provide are pretty simple, to say the least. Here's the contract language they have in there. Quote, virtual dining is a business engaged in the development, promotion, advertisement, and sale of restaurant-prepared food through delivery application. For the purposes set forth, licensed products shall include mutually approved menu items for app-based delivery. That's it. No quality control, no minimum standard, no consistent recipe, just did we get food items branded with your name onto some Uber Eats menus?
That's so shit. Dude, I swear, every time I watch one of these, I never want to order from Uber Eats. Unless it's like McDonald's, like a brand. Like, there's no reason to ever try a new spot, like, ever, on an Uber Eats app. That's so nasty, dude. In the contract, if you weren't paying attention, in the contract literally says, all we have to do is serve food with your brand on it. That's the contract. It doesn't have to be good food. It doesn't have to be edible food. That's the stipulation. The other contract is they're trying to say to Mr. Beast, like, no, we held up our end of the bargain. We put out food with your brand on it. But even then, there were times where Mr. Beast's food came out. There was no branding. So.
And if VDC's contract reads anything like that one, technically by the letter of the contract, they've done their job.
They're just trying to make money before he pulls out. Because once he pulls out, they're gonna tank.
Mr. Beast. Now that seems insane, but that's
because
also
all the problems are gonna get aired, and they're gonna have to spend a fuck ton of money
out their
to
name
fix
or their
it.
likeness. You're basically given permission to another company to represent you out in the marketplace. They're using your intellectual property to produce or sell something. The nice thing about that is it's a quick way to scale up. Classic example of this in the YouTube space is with merch. Very few YouTubers are actively doing their own merch in-house. Instead, they're licensing their logos and catchphrases out to third parties in order to do that for them. That allows YouTubers to offer merch quickly without having to buy a bunch of equipment for themselves. It also lowers the overall financial risk for them because they're not having to hire a bunch of new employees to manage those workflows. And hey, you'll probably wind up with a better product than if you did it yourself anyway, because presumably you're working with people who know that space. Case in point, our new Theoryware, which just launched. There's some amazing products in the mix, like this incredible waterproof jacket with adjustable Velcro sleeves, this awesome vegan leather purple jacket, or this crisp white button down with subtle circuit patterns around the neck. I couldn't have done any of that on my own. Instead, we partnered with people who know how to make quality clothing. Their background is, believe it or not, in cutting-edge street fashion. And their expertise, plus our ideas, led to a really awesome collaboration and a slate of new products that you can buy right now while supplies last via the link that you see on screen. However, the downside if you enter into a relationship like this is that if that provider winds up being shady, you're the one having to clean up the mess. If your licensing contract isn't strict or specific enough, and you're not keeping a close eye on the people who are using your brand, it's not them who are suffering, it's ultimately you that's left holding the bag. And I'm not talking about a cool bag like our new radioactive backpack available at theoryware.com.
Buy our merch,
That's
buy our
why
merch, buy our
restaurants like
merch.
In-N-Out and McDonald's retain a ton of oversight over who's allowed to open up new establishments under their name. For one thing, they don't take all comers. It takes a rigorous application process, and once you clear the bar, you're still not done. You're committing a minimum of 20 hours a week to a franchise training program that lasts anywhere between 6 to 18 months.
Quick Yesh, what? Who should I play in Smash? Yoshi.
Months. And after you've completed your basic training, then it's off to Hamburger University, which is a very real thing where franchise owners take classes on everything from management and strategy to company culture. And what do you get out of
I thought
all
of a
that
character
training?
I wouldn't want to play, and I threw it out there. Give me 1 sec. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Get yourself a consistent experience. A Big Mac is gonna taste the same no matter what city or neighborhood you order it in. But with VDC, that attention to detail just doesn't seem to be there. And there doesn't really seem to be the necessary penalties in place to keep them incentivized to doing a good job for their clients. And you see, that right there is the issue with the entire Ghost Kitchen model. Everything's decentralized, not
Yoshi,
only
it's
do mistakes
online
pile
Yoshi.
up, but it becomes really easy to avoid
Maybe
responsibility. There's always someone else in the pipeline to blame. Always a layer of separation between you and the customer. VDC, in operating Mr. Beast Burger, got all the benefits of being a big brand, like a huge number of customers signing up to buy food items from a name that they recognize. But apparently they weren't willing or equipped to bear the costs actually associated with delivering a consistent experience that would please the customer. And based on all their actions throughout this process, doesn't really look like they're contractually obligated to do it either. They just have to provide some food. Does any of this mean that the Ghost Kitchen model is inherently unworkable? No. At least I'm not willing to say that just yet. There may just come a company that has their own Hamburger University that'll provide actual training to standardize practices and quality, as well as give a clear line of accountability. It may just wind up being that the companies that manage and run the logistics of virtual kitchens also have to supply their own ingredients. But what does all of this mean for Mr. Beast now? Honestly, if I were to guess, I expect VDC to actually be able to keep the Beast brand for at least one more year. That Ghost Kitchen contract I mentioned earlier was for a 3-year license, and I expect the VDC one to look pretty darn similar. I also suspect that they'll try really hard to hold on to Jimmy. Looking at the roster of their current clients, Jimmy is one of the only ones still on the site, making me think that the options there are limited. And without Guy Fieri, Jimmy is really the only jewel still left in their crown. To be honest though, I hope I'm wrong about this theory. I normally try to stay neutral with these sorts of episodes, but in this case, I gotta admit, I really feel bad for Jimmy in this sort of situation because I know how it sucks to have someone do a poor job with your brand, to trust someone to do their job and then them to just utterly botch it. Now, one bad contract can ultimately have ripple effects that affect your
Contracts
business
are
for
fucking
years.
evil.
It sucks. But whatever the solution, one thing is clear. Right now, the food for for VDC seems to be secondary to the business. And even though business may be booming, when the food gets neglected, everything implodes. I guess that's what happens when you're on the bleeding edge. The bleeding, unsanitary, probably shouldn't be eating that edge. But hey, next time you do order from a virtual restaurant, or a real restaurant, make sure you keep that receipt for today's sponsor, Fetch. If you don't know about this app yet, it's a personal favorite of mine, and you should buckle in, because it's a doozy. It's free, it's easy to use, and it earns you rewards on anything and everything that you buy, even if it's a completely inedible burger. And that anything isn't hyperbole. It really is on anything that you buy. So even if you can't get your stomach full, you can at least get your wallet full of points that you can then redeem for hundreds of rewards, including Walmart gift cards. Don't like Walmart? How about Starbucks?
So they just want you to scan every receipt you make? They want all that information. They want that data. Want that data, brother.
Hey everyone.
Left cloud beats right cloud. Yes, really.
Some of you might be thinking that video title can't possibly be true. After all, surely if two people pick the same character, one of them can't have.
By the way, this is from Why Do. Actually, a true statement.
Have an advantage over the other one. I mean, if we play rock, paper, scissors, and we both throw rock, my rock can't out-rock your rock, right? And God, how I wish that were true. But this is Smash Brothers, and things can never be that simple. For example, you might have heard of port priority, or the way that older Smash games straight up gave an advantage to a certain player slot. And while that actually does sorta still exist in Ultimate, because of course it does, today I'd like to talk about a different way for rock to beat rock that is arguably even more cursed. So fair warning, what I am about to share with you is one of the weirdest pieces of Smash knowledge that I have, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Like the fact that the FDA allows 450 insect parts per box of spaghetti, this knowledge will haunt you forever. So steel your nerves.
Thanks for
and
that.
without further ado, here is why left cloud just might beat right cloud. Now, as you're probably aware, this is a hitbox. It is a box where your move hits people. For most moves, this is very straightforward, and on websites like Ultimate Frame Data, you can see a list of these hitboxes for whatever character you want. And if you look closely, you'll see that every single one of these images has the characters facing right. The reason we can do this is that hitboxes are, of course, always the same no matter which direction you're facing. When a character turns around, the game flips their hitboxes too, so they can attack the same places just on the other side. And this is easy to see when you make two of the same character use the same move at the same time. No matter which attack you pick, the outcome should look exactly the same for both characters. And most of the time, this is the case, because you know, we're both throwing rock here, and that's just common sense. But what if I told you that there is a character whose hair is too spiky for common sense to apply?
Dude.
That's right, Cloud Strife is here to make things far more complicated than they have to be. You see, in his side B, Cross Slash, Cloud does actual calligraphy while slicing people, in the JRPG equivalent of drawing a Mogus with bullet holes. The kanji he draws is Kyo, which the internet tells me means bad luck. But because that character has an actual meaning outside the context of hitboxes, if you try to put it into a fighting game, you run into a very strange problem. You see, most attack visuals are the same thing when flipped, so everything works fine. Nobody cares whether an explosion is a left explosion or a right explosion. It's pretty obvious that something's exploding either way. But written text is different, because it totally changes when you reverse it. I mean, flip around dude and it becomes boob, and don't even think of flipping that thing vertically. So, when the developers were adding cross slash to Smash, something had to give. And if you're thinking, well, just make it symmetrical, that's not an option.
My man
Not
Big
only is
Brain
the
right
kanji
there.
itself
That was
asymmetrical,
crazy.
but there's a specific stroke order you're supposed to follow that would get totally messed up on one side. It would look janky, and you know they couldn't have things looking janky like that. Maybe if it was on, Morton or something, nobody would care, but keep in mind, we're talking about Cloud, who was a DLC character that you had to pay $5.99 for. Everything
Ooh,
had to be
DLC,
perfect
baby.
for optimal Nintendo money printing. So, how did the dev team do it? How did they tackle this difficult issue? Well, normally I'd have to speculate about this sort of thing and give you my best subjective guess. But
More
this time,
dick
I am
strays.
proud to say I can offer you an answer straight from the horse's mouth. You see, the Waidu Intensive Research Team, also known as Neon Ritalin, has uncovered Sakurai himself discussing this problem in a Nintendo Dream interview from February 2016. Many thanks to Source Gaming for the translation. In the words of Sakurai, "It might be the first move in Smash to be completely different depending on whether Cloud is facing right or left. The hitboxes are completely different."
Ooh.
Laughs. Look, you can disagree with Sakurai on some things, but love him or hate him, this man is having a good time. So yeah, back in 2015, they decided to just roll with it, and to this day, Cloud Side B has different hitboxes depending on the side he's facing. So here's Cloud doing it to the right, and if we just flip that image, we'd expect the hitbox to look like this. But in
Nope.
the actual game, it looks like this, which, yes, actually does have a noticeable impact on gameplay. Why is that? Well, as you can see, this here is left Cloud, also known as right-facing Cloud, because remember, when the match starts, left Cloud, he's facing right, towards right Cloud, who is facing left. Hope that clears things up. But yeah, if we look at the hitbox, we can see that left Cloud's side B hits close to him on the ground, but far away in the air. But if we look at right Cloud, we can see that it's the opposite, meaning it hits farther away on the ground, but closer in the air. And just to make sure I'm not losing my mind, let's test this out. If we have both of these characters side B simultaneously at the same height, can we make one of them win? Can we make Rock beat Rock? The answer is truly a sight to behold. Yes, what you just saw is two characters doing the same exact move, but one of them comes out on top. And folks, I haven't seen that since TikTok. And again, this is not
Since
related to
TikTok?
port priority or any other game engine jank like that. If these two clouds swap places, the same exact thing happens. It is only a question of facing left or facing right. And that is why, no matter how absurd it sounds, we are finally equipped to ask the forbidden question of who is better, left Cloud or right Cloud? Now, I personally think the answer to that question depends on the matchup. For characters that are very small, like Kirby or Game & Watch spamming crouch, you kind of just have a straight up better neutral when you're on the right side of them. That's because cross slash is one of your only tools to deal with crouching. As you might know, in Ultimate, when you're holding crouch, you take less knockback. This is called crouch canceling, and while it's
Yeah, I
not
knew
as big
that.
of a work item as it is in Melee, it really does matter, especially for characters who also turn into tiny, evil little pancakes when they hold down. Well, not only does Cloud Side B hit very low opponents, but it's also a multi-hit, which means it pulls them straight out of crouch and does full knockback, which is huge. In a game full of pancakes, this move is the spatula. But of course, that spatula was simply not built symmetrically. It's like a fish spatula, which is actually, that's the best kind of spatula. This is not a joke. I just think everybody should own a fish spatula. It's a very useful and multi-purpose cooking tool. It's great for flipping delicate foods, but the sharp edge can also cut them if you want. But back to Cloud. If we go to training mode and
Probably
test
get a-
side B
a
against small
spatula.
opponents, it turns out that flipping Kirby's is a whole lot easier
Don't even
on right
use fish.
Cloud. Like,
Eat
just
fish.
look at
Yeah,
this.
sure.
The grounded range difference is noticeable because of where the hitboxes are placed. And in a game where every interaction matters, it really makes you wonder how many stocks or even tournament matches against these characters would have been completely different. If only the Cloud player had been using right Cloud. But don't give up hope just yet, left Cloud enjoyers, because if you saw the title of this video, you know that our favorite right-facing soldier is no slouch either. You see, the taller your enemy gets, the less the grounded range advantage of right Cloud matters. Think about Palutena. She is tall enough to get hit by the farthest part of left Cloud's side B, so against her, that far-reaching low hit simply doesn't matter as much. And yes, this is where left Cloud gets to shine, because his side special is way better as an anti-air. This move hits that tricky upwards diagonal area in ways that, quite frankly, right Cloud couldn't even dream of. Like, look at this. Look at how left Cloud is able to hit this jumping Mithra from a range that simply does not work if we flip the situation around. Which
That's pretty
brings me back
crazy.
to the Cloud-Cloud matchup. Assuming equal skill, what happens when we put these two different Clouds in the ring and have them fight for supremacy? Well, as someone who has played countless Cloud Dittos across the past two Smash titles, I am here to pass on the essence of my accumulated years of knowledge to you. Here it is. Cloud is tall, and he jumps a lot,
That's it.
so left
Doesn't
Cloud
matter.
wins.
Oh, left Cloud
Please
wins, okay.
subscribe for more insightful analysis.
There you go.
No, but actually though, if you think about it, having two clouds on screen makes this weird gameplay quirk matter twice as much. It's like how if you go to a Smash tournament and there's one person who hasn't showered, you might not notice it. But when there are multiple people who haven't showered in the same room, the gamer stench sort of compounds upon itself and
That's
gives
so
rise
nasty.
to something more
That's
horrifying
so
than you ever
gross.
could have imagined. And just like that, if you keep what I'm saying in mind when you play the Cloud Ditto, you will start to notice some anomalies. You will watch in abject horror as right cloud misses anti-airs in places left cloud would have easily hit. And call me delusional, but ever since I started working on this video, I kind of feel like I'm seeing it everywhere now.
You want a good
Every time
character?
I narrowly dodge a cross slash from right cloud, I can't help but think to myself, would left cloud have hit me there? And folks, at the risk of sounding dramatic,
Go
this is the
Jigglypuff.
kind of shit that keeps me up at night.
It'll be fine.
Well, this and new
Alright, I'm done with this video. We're at 9 minutes. You guys can watch the rest of it. I'm gonna go play Starfield. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I think I hear a kitty or something whining outside. I learned a lot from that video, man. Here's the video if you guys want to watch the rest of it. We're 9 minutes in. I'm booting Starfield. I'm gonna use the restroom. See what the fuck's going on with that cat outside. I'll be right back. Alright, back. Waking up to go, yes, because stream's being short today, so I will play 20 minutes of Starfield before I have to go back to editing for the next, like, 5 hours, so. Yeah. I'm on the evil pirating ship. Okay, but like 30-minute vid in the Discord, okay? You watch it later? Oh yeah, these chicks basically just gave me a plan. I gotta go do something. New Atlantis. I gotta help them track a power drain at New Atlantis anyways. You really want to watch the video? We can watch the 30-minute video. It's just how to make burgers, though, West.
Gotta be on our best behavior. The city's crawling with UC security.
I see. So tap into the grid. Is it binging with Babish? Alright, we'll watch it. Let me finish getting all up in here. Like, could this game be prettier? Like, yeah, this game could be way prettier. It's not a very, like some areas look like way better and some areas look like kind of shitty, but yeah, this could probably be prettier. Why can you run, but I'm swimming? Are you taller than me? Wait. What? Come over here? Are you just like taller than me? Where'd she go? Not really. Is she taller than me by that much? Not really. Hey, why do I swim but you can stand? Oh no, I'm swimming through it. That's what's happening. Oh, now you're swimming. I don't... Okay. Flotation devices. Nah, it's some of that Bethesda polish. What are you doing sitting on this chair, bro?
This place always surprises me.
Does it? This place is boring.
How are you?
This is one of my least favorite places to have to come to. Fuck you mean?
Oi, förlåt.
The fuck did you just say to me?
Kind of busy right now. Have a good one.
Okay. Alright, let's go watch that other video, I guess. What is with companies doing the fucking Venom post now, dude? Next week we binge it on Babish.
Hi everyone, I'm Emil Stonik, editor-at-large at Bon Appetit, and this is Almost Every Way to Cook a Burger. You can make a burger patty out of
But I was
just
told
about
this was
anything.
binging with Babish.
Turkey, chicken, fish, even plants. But when most people think about a burger, they think about beef. And the character of a burger is very much determined by the cut of beef you use. Some
True
people
lied.
say by lean sirloin, others by rich, fatty short rib, and some people love the
Oh.
full flavor that cuts like
Those
skirt
2
steak
seconds.
offer.
Oh, okay.
But for my money,
Yeah, next week
it's
we
all about
binge on
good
Babish.
old-fashioned chuck. Chuck comes from the shoulder of the cow, is super beefy and affordable, and naturally clocks in at about.
I just want to know the
80%
weights. I
meat
don't care
and
about
20%
how you
formed into a nice
break your
tiny
burger up.
cooking of medium rare to medium inside.
Tell me how you cook it.
And we're gonna try to do exactly. We've got our burger patty. We've got a preheated cast iron pan, and we're gonna get a little bit of fat meat has, the more salt it needs. Lay it down, press it.
So cast iron.
Key bits around here, cutting into it. We got a
They look
nice
so
wall of
gross,
meat.
though, man. A burger by itself is nasty. Am I wrong? A plain ass burger by itself is nasty. Put some fucking ketchup on there. Put some fucking mustard on there. Put some pickles. Put some lettuce. Put some mayo.
Medium rare, very
some
little
pickle.
gray, and the texture looks really
That looks raw.
nice and loose, very juicy. Amazing. The meat is succulent and tender. The exterior is salty and complex. This method may be straightforward, but it delivers. Grill pan.
Look
burger.
what dropped.
This method may be straightforward, but it delivers.
It's medium rare. That is a raw piece of meat falling off of that plate. Are you kidding me?
Delivers. Grill pan burger. So now we're gonna use a grill pan, which is just a cast iron pan.
No,
with
I get
ridges that
medium
mimic those of
well,
grill.
so
We're
I
gonna
like
brush it with
a
oil to prevent
tiny
sticking.
bit of pink.
Season our patty and cook it for about 4 minutes on each side. There you go. So you'll notice that the browning is concentrated along these lines where the meat was in contact with the ridges, but the rest is kind of gray. Not enough browning for my taste. The inside looks pretty perfect. I mean, it's tasty.
Yeah, I don't like a rare
but I'm not
burger.
sure I see the point in the grill pan when the
Yeah, I
standard
don't like
cast
that.
iron-
That grosses me out. When the meat juices are so pink like that, nah. I mean, normally they are pink, but like I like my, you know what I mean?
Delivered
Just
better
not, dude.
browning. Pre-seasoned burger.
When my burger
You've probably
bleeds
noticed that we've
onto
been
my
seasoning
my
the
bun, even
outside
though
of
I
the
let it
patty, but
rest,
not
it's
the
still too
inside.
bloody for me.
This time, we're gonna try to mix some salt into the ground meat itself. Salt our beef. knead
That's
it well to
flavor.
distribute, form our patty,
No, that's
and cook it
blood.
for 4 minutes aside in this hot cast iron. Let's check it out. Time to
That
try our
that around it is flavor
4
right
minutes
there.
aside in this hot.
That all that on that pan right there, you can deglaze.
Cast iron.
That's flavor, bruh.
Let's check it out. Time to try our salt inside burger experiment. It's plenty crispy looking. Cutting it open. Okay,
That's one
so
of his more
this is
cooked
interesting.
burgers.
It definitely cooked less evenly, and you can see how that outer layer is gray and kind of dense looking. That's because the salt actually breaks down proteins in the meat, causing it to stick to itself instead of being loose and tender. Yeah, the texture is much more like a sausage. It's bouncier and less tender. You know, I'm gonna stick to salting the outside of the burgers for
I
now.
don't like my burger to taste like a
Protein.
sausage. I want my sausage to taste like a breakfast sausage, you know? Sausage patty with some eggs or something, you know, sausage McMuffin. I want a snap to my sausage. I don't really want a snap, like a sausage snap on my burger. Don't like when a burger tastes like a sausage.
Frozen burger. Same patty, but this one's been frozen solid. We're gonna oil the pan, season our burger, and this is gonna cook for more like 7 minutes per side.
It's not gonna cook properly. Those
All right,
burgers kinda-
let's check it out. Because this guy spent a bit more time in the pan, we got slightly more color, but nothing too significant. The inside is blushing and beautiful, but a bit more gray than our fresh patty.
Because it's frozen, it shows how he cooks it. It's probably still like cold in the middle. That's just nasty.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's not an improvement on our fresh patty. But it can be done. Okay, let's go to the at 3 is our this moist grill marks. We're looking
All of his
dry.
burgers are just way too undercooked for me, bro. Do people comment about that too? This man's ability to keep a burger dangerously underdone through any cooking method is impressive. Almost a talent. He manages... So, did you just send me this video to piss me off? These burgers are so disgusting. Yes. I'm not going to make it through 30 minutes of undercooked burgers. I like how he made a tartar burger and called it raw as if the other ones weren't. This guy spots a cow in the field. Also this guy. This looks a little overcooked to me. Some of these are fucking outlandish. He told us how to cook them. I just wish he demonstrated. Bro, no offense, but your burgers are more rare than my dad ever loving me. Oh my god. I'm surprised that the buns weren't just piles of dough considering how raw he likes his food. I actually hate that YouTube removed the dislike counter, so I can't laugh at this person's cooking skills even more. Wow, I love this video. It has 0 dislikes. It must be a great tutorial of how to cook a burger with every method. So is this one of those videos that had a bunch of dislikes? No, it had a bunch of likes. Hey man, thanks for the video. I always wondered what a hate crime in a pan looked like. God, dude. Love medium rare, and I can say these burgers are mythical. So you got made a steak smoothie. Amiel makes everyone upset by eating a raw hamburger and calling it overcooked for 30.5 minutes straight, 42 ways. You know, I don't watch Bon Appetit anymore, but every so often I remember very vividly how awful these undercooked burgers look. This is such a train wreck.
Yeah.
Can you believe Strudel was trying to defend this? Look at this! Strudel? Oh, Strudel needs to get back in here. She needs to fucking fess up, bro. She over here talking about, oh, that's the flavor, bro. Strudel needs to get help, bro. Those look fucking disgusting. These look so nasty. It's as pink as some of the spots on the fucking the cloth right here, bro.
A lot more browning, and because the heat was a bit lower, it lost some juice as it cooked. It's fine, but nothing to write home about. Gas grilled frozen burger. So this was on there for quite some time. It had to defrost and then cook through all the way. Cutting in, yeah, definitely less even, and you're seeing some kind of weird gradients. Huh. You know, it's a bit juicier than the last one.
Is this an April Fool's video? It has to be. 3 years ago. February. Nope.
Maybe because the fat was colder and...
That's not a burger. That's the shit your landlord warns you about on your basement walls.
But not a method I'd repeat unless I had to.
How the fuck does Strudel say this is flavor, though? That is so fucking disgusting. Flavor. Nah, bro. That's raw. You might as well just crack an egg into a ball of fucking beef and eat it that way,
not a
dude.
method I'd repeat unless I had to. Ice Cube burger. I don't think that Ice Cube did anything at all. It certainly didn't help the exterior, and yeah, the inside is cooked pretty unevenly, probably because one side was colder. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but it's certainly not.
This man cannot cook a burger. I'm getting more annoyed.
Or better in any way.
I'm letting here listen to this guy talk about how it's unevenly cooked. Like all of his burgers have been cooked.
That does. Charcoal grilled burger. All right, we got a burger that's been salted and oiled. We got a hot charcoal grill. We're just gonna lay this down right here.
We know our food opinions are just wrong.
Okay, it's been about 4 minutes. Let's give it a flip. Looks done to me. Here we have our charcoal grilled burger. Got a nice sear on the outside.
It doesn't look seared for a charcoal grill. Hold on. Terrible image, but whatever. That's a fucking charcoal grilled burger. This right here, dude. Fucking tell me that. Oh, it looks nice grill marks,
Definitely getting some of that charcoal, smoky sort of smell. Wow, look at that. That's really beautiful.
I'm done. I'm not watching another 24 minutes of that. He says it with such confidence, too. Wow, look at that, huh? Huh, guys? This man is not real.
Perfect meaty sort of smell. Wow, look at that. That's really beautifully cooked. Perfect medium rare, and it's still nice and juicy, you can tell.
Medium rare? That's not medium rare.
The taste of summer. Juicy beef, beautiful crust, that charcoal smoke flavor. This is so backyard iconic. This is a really great way to cook a burger. You know, it's getting kind of cold out here. I'm ready to head back into the kitchen. Hibachi grilled burger.
So here we have a
The whole
hibachi
point of a grill is to get those nice, tasty, delicious charred grill marks, man. A little bit of even like slightly not slightly burnt, that crispy little char. Ooh, my man didn't even do that. He's never invited to the cookout, dude.
style grill. We're gonna salt our patty and let her rip. It's burning Binchotan charcoal, which is special because it burns really, really hot and really cleanly. So we can do this inside.
Hey,
under
there's
the
some
hood
of the
without
mark,
smoking up the place.
but you know he
Voila,
didn't let it actually
hibachi
finish.
burger. Wow.
So
this
the meat's
smells
like half orange, half cooked. Like you can see where it started this year, but then he lifted it up. You can even see when he lifts it off the fucking grill right here.
Do this inside under the hood without smoking.
It didn't finish searing, so it's all stuck to the fucking pan still.
Voila, hibachi burger. Wow, this smells great. Decent color. I'm pretty impressed with that
He's absolutely the guy to critique his own family's food. This guy or me?
grill. And the interior, love to see it. Looks pretty perfect. Wow. The flavor is amazing. Could have gotten a little bit more of a crust, but the grill flavor is awesome. As the fat and the juices drip onto the charcoal, they kind of vaporize and perfume the meat in a really delicious
This is a fake video. This is a troll video, right?
Yum. Butter seared burger. Back to cast iron, except this time we're gonna grease our pan with a bit of butter.
Is this an
Season
actual
the
thing
patty,
they put out?
4 minutes on each side.
No. So mad.
Should beat our pan with a bit of butter.
How do you
Season the
fuck it
patty,
up?
4 minutes on each side. Should be good to go. Well, it smells buttery and delicious, but we're not seeing great caramelization, probably because of the water content of the butter.
No, because you fucking suck.
Inside,
You suck at
temp
cooking.
looks great. Nothing to complain about. You know, I feel like I'm
For a
barely
butter
tasting
sear
the
burger, he threw the butter in first, right?
seared burger. Back to cast iron, except this time we're gonna grease our pan with a bit of butter. Season the patty. 4 minutes on each side.
There's no reason. It should
Be
look
good to
better.
go.
It should look way better than
Probably
that.
because of the water content of the butter. The inside, temp looks great. Nothing to complain about. You know, I feel like I'm barely tasting the butter at all, and I'm missing that crust.
Barely. You're supposed to butter baste it.
It's
Maybe
not
that's another
bad,
thing he's gonna
but
do.
This didn't add all that much, in my opinion. Steamed burger.
Does he butter baste it? Is that another thing he does later on? Or did he just improperly show you how to cook a burger? You're literally supposed to butter baste it.
I swear this is actually a thing. We've got our burger patty. We've got a steamer set in this pot of boiling water. We're just gonna lay it down right here, close the lid, and come back in
This will
about
probably
8
be
minutes.
his most cooked burger, too.
Oh boy, that looks done all right.
Oh, that looks not alright.
Definitely
Fucking
not
pile
all
of
that
blood on the
appealing
top.
looking. Greytown, USA. No direct heat, no browning. And it really shrunk up a bit.
Oh, never mind. Oh.
The inside looks juicy, but we've got a fat gray ring all around it, probably because it was cooking from all sides at once.
It is his most cooked burger so
The
far,
texture
too.
isn't awful, but it's weird to eat this much beef with no browning at all. Could be good with a slider patty, but this is pretty unpleasant to me. Toaster burger. Why not, right? Season this guy up, slide it into the toaster, and we'll see what comes out on the other side. Okay, well, it popped. Gonna get it out of there. Oh, God. Okay, just get some chopsticks. Take it out. I'm just gonna turn it upside down. A toaster burger. Wow. Well, we kind of scratched it up a little bit, getting it out of the
He's
toaster.
gonna be like, this is great.
I'm
I
not
really
enamored
like
of
it.
this exterior. I just don't think the heat was quite high enough. But that said, it looks a lot better than some of
No, the toaster, I'm missing it. Alright, flunking. This is why you should be subscribed with exclamation mark Prime. If you don't have Twitch Prime, you guys should consider getting it. Yeah, Amazon Prime, you connect it to your Twitch, you get one free subscription to use on it, Yep, you know. Give Twitch your money. Give Twitch your money. So you don't have to watch ads. That's the ad break. You guys are welcome. I'll be here all week. Hey, are you back, Flunkin? It says ad break ended. Community's back. You back? You back, Flunkin? You back, my boy? Satch. Yep. Oh, goodness. All right, I'm pressing play, Flunkin. It said you're back, so if you're not back, Twitch Lite.
Okay, well, it popped. Gonna get it out of there. Oh, God. Okay, just get some chopsticks. Take it out. I'm just gonna turn it upside down. A toaster burger. Wow. Well, we kind of scratched it up a little bit, getting it out of the toaster. I'm not enamored of this exterior. I just don't think the heat was quite high enough. With that said, it looks a lot better than some of the burgers we've seen today. The inside actually looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
You guys look at that. Look at that real quick. And he said that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there. I want him to disintegrate. I want him to give him an electric tear. Strudel type eats. Yeah, this is what Strudel eats apparently.
It got to the right temperature, albeit a little rare. Fun fact, the place that claims to have invented the hamburger sandwich, Louis Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut, used...
Let me save this and I'll put it and I'll say what Strudel eats in food real quick. There we go.
Uses weird vertical broilers that are not that different from a home toaster. Missing the browning, but it's certainly juicy. Could have been a lot worse for sure. Ironed burger. No room service burger is ever gonna be hot and fresh enough for me. So if I'm staying in a hotel, I'm just gonna fire up the iron, salt my burger generously on both sides with salt, spray it with the Pam that I snuck through airport security, and go to town. I'm gonna flip it, finish the other side. Wow, okay.
He's gonna
Honestly,
be like that. It's crazy because that's the best crust he's had yet. He'll probably even say it too.
Impressed with what's going on here. The brownie is even, almost smash burger level, although I'm a bit concerned about the squishing and moisture loss. The inside, nice. This might be a sleeper hit. That's a damn good burger.
It's one of his better burgers.
It's a bit drier than our standard smash burger, but honestly, it's better than a solid.
He seasons.
70%
He
of
just
our
salts
method.
it.
That's pretty great. Deep fried burger. We got a burger.
Just for
We
the
got a
sake of
deep fryer.
experimenting.
We're gonna season this bad boy on both sides and drop it into our fryer set to 350 degrees for about 12 minutes.
Ain't no way he fucks up a deep
Ta-da.
fried burger.
I'm not impressed by the way this looks.
It looks better than any of the other shit you've popped out. What do you mean? You're not impressed?
Might have needed higher heat. Cutting into it, the temp isn't awful, but it has that same
Still
kind
way
of
too
gray
rare for
ring
me.
all
Gross.
around the way that our steamed burger did, and I think that's because it was totally surrounded by heat. I mean, it's not horrible, but definitely not better than our cast iron burger. Not sure I would pull out the deep fryer for this one. Waffle burger. We had to do it, friends. Burger, salt, hit our waffle iron with some cooking spray, and do the damn thing. There's nothing I want to say. It's just depressing at this point. Oh, wow. Yep. There it is. I mean, it looks kind of cool, to be honest.
It looks
Decent color, those
more
points of
cooked than
contact, but
anything
otherwise
he
pretty
has.
pale.
And it
Yeah,
is.
that's
That is dry. That is a well done burger.
seriously overcooked. We definitely squished the hell out of it, so it lost a lot of moisture. Oh, blah. It tastes like a covered
I'd eat that though. I'd rather eat that over any of the other shit he put out.
cafeteria burger. It's so gross. Bad. Rotisserie burger.
My man's a vampire, is what it is.
Okay, we're gonna take this apparatus. We're gonna strap our patty in. Try not to squish it too much. Okay. Get it in there, close the door, and get it spinning. And there's our rotisserie burger. So this is a situation. Looks like we lost quite a bit of juice, but the exterior isn't the worst we've seen.
That looks like a good burger.
In there, definitely on the rarer side.
Definitely
really
rare.
Uneven.
Look better than some of his other
Than
stuff.
our other burgers. It lost a
looks
lot of fat
gross.
while I was spinning. And the outside doesn't have the depth of flavor I'm after. I'll save the rotisserie for chicken, thank you very much. Smash burger. Now for something a little different. We have a slightly
There's
smaller
no
wad of
way
bread. We've got
he
our nicely
fucks up
seasoned
a
diner
smash
griddle.
burger.
And instead of
It
making
cooks
a patty,
basically
we're just gonna
instantly.
Drop it on there and use a spatula to
They'll probably smash it and be like, all right, we're good. We're good. Flip
Hit
it.
it with salt. Flip.
He
and
did it
season again.
right away. Damn near right away.
And there is our smash burger. The beautiful thing here is just how much caramelization we got on the outside.
No way. No way he
Beautiful,
fucked it up.
Even layer of crispiness. Check that inside. Still nice and pink. Good
That's still too raw for me, but I'd eat that over the other
texture,
ones.
but certainly more cooked than some of the others.
It's more cooked than something. Yeah, no shit. No shit, huh? Because you actually smash the food you're cooking into the heat.
Yum. This is definitely a favorite of mine. That exterior.
Oh, the burger that's probably the most cooked compared to most of the burgers is probably your favorite? Wow, you should probably try cooking your burgers.
Out of control. And still plenty juicy and tender. I honestly think this is one of the most foolproof ways to make a delicious burger there is. It's like the platonic ideal of the roadside diner burger. Frozen smash burger. Okay, same thing, but this time we froze our wad of beef for about 15 minutes to get it good and cold, which some people say produces a better smash burger. Squish it good, flip.
I don't think
Let's check
that.
it out.
No, that's not.
Good color here, but not quite as good as our first
not
smash
quite a
burger.
smash
Maybe
burger.
because the meat took longer to heat
like a
up.
flattened
The
burger.
Inside, a bit more rare. Not
It's still
bad
too.
looking.
It's too thick, I think.
Honestly, it's hard to tell the difference. I'd heard that chilling the meat would prevent fat from rendering out, but I'm not buying it. Onion smash burger. Okay, spoiler alert. This is one of my favorite burgers of all time. An homage to a place called White Manna in Hackensack, New Jersey. We're gonna put our beef down, shower it with thinly sliced onions, smash it, season with salt, flip it, more salt, and there it is. Beautiful, even crust. Love to see it. What's really interesting is what's going on the other side, though. It kind of
Did he
steams
cook it
the
wrong?
onion juices. God, it smells amazing. The inside looks nice, just like our other smash burgers. So good. It's like a smash burger wearing onion perfume. So much flavor. Heaven. Okay, let's head back outside, shall we? Grilled smash burger. Can we make a smash burger?
You
on a
better
grill?
have
We're
some
gonna
fucking
try.
grill
We're gonna
marks.
Smash our ball of beef onto this heated griddle and let it do its thing. Looks good to me. So here we have our al fresco smash burger. Great crispy caramelization on this side, just like our stovetop versions.
He put it on a
Inside,
fucking griddle, so never mind.
great. Yum. Pretty much exactly what we got indoors, but with better scenery.
That's
If I'm
more
cooking
cooked.
Burgers on a gas
I'd eat
grill,
that one.
This is definitely my preferred way to do it.
Can you end,
Smoked
Yesh? You just
burger.
want me to end?
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Alright, thank you for this video, West. We are ending off pissed off and pissed off and I don't think I want to eat a burger. No, it's not even the worst one. I'm gonna keep going, bro. I'm gonna keep going.
We got our burger. We got our smoker.
We're already halfway
Let's
through, man. I'll do 15 more minutes, we'll call it.
do this thing.
I'll do Starfield after I edit.
Okay then. Not a whole lot of browning going on. It's definitely darkened somewhat, but the temp was too low to get any real browning. Smells smoky though. The inside, well, it looks pretty even, but also
It looks like roast beef, dude. It's the pinkness of like a roast beef.
maybe very rare. Really missing that crust. It probably would have been better Salt burger. Okay, we're gonna cook this here patty with a Searzall.
I like how I
Get
keep
the
saying
other
the word
side.
cook. Like he's
kind
he's
of
cooked
concentrated in
anything
a fishing already. Yikes. No thanks. We're gonna get fancy and sciencey and sous vide burger. We're gonna
Sous
slide
vide,
our
you
patty
can't
into
fuck
this
it up.
bag and
Just
suck all
fucking
the air out and
do it.
seal
Do what Guga
now,
does.
We're gonna place it in this pot.
Sous vide
fitted
it
with an
and then
immersion
torch it at
circulator,
the end,
which will
and you
keep
have
it
a
at
good burger.
Consistent 120 degrees. We're gonna check on this in about 45 minutes.
Does he constantly
Phase
do
one
this? Is this a
complete.
skit,
Now,
West?
We'll cut open our bag.
So this is a
get
skit.
little
He
oil
does
into
this.
our preheated pan. Dry our burger off and sear it hard on both sides. All right, looks good to go. Here we have our sous vide and seared burger. I'm a little disappointed by how little color we got here, but I was afraid to take it further because the inside was already up to temp.
I was
And in the end-
afraid to take it further because the inside was already up to temp.
Yeah, not loving that. Sous vide cooking is way better for a bigger cut of meat, not a quick cooking one like this. Yeah, totally fine. A little overcooked. You know, the payoff just...
My man just said this is a little overcooked.
isn't there. Microwaved burger. There.
It's gonna be his
maybe you
most
do
cooked
this.
burger, too.
Transfer it to a. Oh lord, that's gotta be done. So here is our burger. A lot of it's really unevenly. Let's get this
Yep,
over with.
one of his most cooked burgers. Executable.
Well, it tastes like beef. With salt, open this dehydrator up, get our burger in there, shut it, and we're gonna let it go at 158 degrees for 4.5 hours. Let's check it out. That is something, all right. This looks pretty disturbing. It's very dark, almost like a black bean burger or something like that. Let's take a look at the inside. Wow, I mean, it looks kind of good. I'm honestly kind of scared to eat this.
It
because
looks
it's been in
kinda
danger zone
good.
for so long. I really hope I don't get sick. Oh.
You hope you don't get sick.
No, the exterior is like leather. It's so weirdly tough. Ah, bad. Do not do this.
You could pick out all of the meat inside the burger from like the leathery exterior, he says, and make a fresh burger.
Tartar burger. Okay, we've cooked a lot of burgers at this point, so now we're gonna try not.
Let's see him not
Here we've got
cooking,
some
huh?
ground. A little olive oil. There's our tartar burger. Obviously, this is raw.
It's crazy.
Just beef with
It's-
mix-ins.
it's almost
I'm gonna
as cooked
cut
as
it
some
in
of his other
half,
stuff.
which is pretty unnecessary. Yep, still raw beef. You know, I love steak tartare, but for some reason, it's kind of daunting on a bun. It's totally delicious. It would be a lot better if this bun was toasted to create some texture and temperature contrast. I don't think I could eat this whole thing. It's a really cool way to eat beef. Hand-chopped burger. Now we're gonna do something a little different. Here we have 6 ounces of chuck that we've frozen. Now we're gonna form it into a nice loose patty, get some oil into our pan, season the hell out of it, and cook it for about 4 minutes per side.
That's probably pretty good.
Beautiful.
'Cause that's like not
That
like
exterior
ground
is
beef.
really gorgeous.
That's just
the
steak.
roughness of the chopped meat created a lot
The
of
fat on the
surface
outside
area
might be a
to
little gross,
lots
though.
of browning and these nice crispy craggy bits. The inside is not as evenly cooked as some of our
Yeah, it's
ground
not as
patties,
cooked
but
either.
it looks really juicy, and I love how kind of loosely textured it is. That tastes amazing. So beat apart in your mouth 3 ways. So we've already established that we do not like to mix salt into our burgers, but there are a whole lot of things that people add to burgers that they swear make them better. In this one, we're gonna add some cold cubes of butter. Then we're gonna add some mayo to this one. And this last one is gonna get a few tablespoons of smooth peanut butter. Gosh, this looks gross. Form these into patties, season each one with
It
salt.
looks
Get
gross.
these guys on
Half
the-
of his burgers, my man,
All
look
right,
gross.
let's take a look.
Those
Butter
look
burger.
cooked. That's crazy.
I mean, it looks like a nicely caramelized burger, and I think that has to do with the milk solids in the butter rendering out and browning, which is interesting. The interior is nicely cooked, but it seems like there are some pockets where butter used to be. It's good. Juicy, but not juicier than a regular burger, and I think most of the butter just kind of rendered out into the pan. I'd rather put some butter on the bun, honestly. I'm not sure if this is a win.
He doesn't know how to
Mayo
cook a burger with bunion
I'm actually
or
kinda psyched on this
bunion
because
butter.
I love mayonnaise on a burger, so maybe I'll like it in it.
He did. He showed us how to butter
seems
cook
a
a burger
little on the
earlier,
loose
but like,
side, and we got good
ooh,
color.
I'm
because
still.
the egg
I'm
and
giving
sugar
him
and
the
mayo
benefit of the doubt.
cutting in.
I shouldn't.
Oddly, it looks more well done, even though it cooked for the same amount of time. I don't think it's better than our standard patty. I'm not sure the mayo added anything. I'd much rather just have mayo on the bun.
That's like what a rare
Peanut
is
butter
to me.
burger. Added
This is like a
anything?
rare to me. A medium rare.
I don't think it's even though it cooked for
No, it's still more on the well done side, but
the same amount of time.
that's what I wouldn't mind. If there's a little bit of
I don't
pink
think
like
it's
that,
better
I
than our
won't
standard
mind,
patty.
dude.
I'm not sure the mayo added anything. crusty, and
You block
again, I
YouTube
think
channels?
that's because there are
I think you
naturally
used to be
occurring
able to.
sugars in the peanut butter that encourage caramelization.
This is the peanut
Nice
butter
kind
one.
of crispy, craggy bits here, and it smells kind of nutty, I guess. The inside looks pretty nice, although a little less even. Oof, that is weird. It tastes like eating a burger and no mix-ins, people. We're gonna try out a Minnesota specialty known as a Juicy Lucy. We're gonna form two
Oh,
patties.
Juicy
out of
Lucy's
the
are
beef
good, but he
with
doesn't cook
American
his
cheese in
burgers,
there,
so
and
this
press
is
it
gonna be
gently
really
to seal.
gross.
Season, cook it in our hot cast iron for about 4
I've
minutes. on
had
each
Juicy
side,
Lucy a couple times.
And that, my friends, is a Juicy Lucy.
You should probably poke a hole in the
Liking
top of
color
it.
here, but the shape is funky. We couldn't make our little dimple in the middle, so it shrunk up a bit. But the interior is supposed to really be the exciting part. And there it is.
Looks gross.
Melty, oozy cheese. The temp is still pretty nice.
Cheese isn't even melty. It should be like fucking lava. It should be like lava. It should burn. It should scar the inside of your mouth when you take a bite of that. No other stuff. I don't give a shit about him not seasoning his burger with more than one shit. He's doing a control, so he's just doing salt. Fine. But the
Great.
cheese isn't even
I love
oozing.
American cheese on a burger, so why not in it? At the same time, I wouldn't say it tastes better than a regular cheeseburger, but it's a cool party trick for sure.
It's supposed to be like lava in your mouth.
Baked burger.
It's supposed to
Oven
burn
time.
the shit
This
out of
burger
you.
is
You want me to
salt-
show you guys? Hold on. See what Juicy Lucy looks like? Juicy Lucy burger. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's just supposed to burn the fuck out of your mouth, bro. Where's is the burger show? Pissed because I actually do bake my burgers.
Famous Juicy Lucy.
Legendary.
That's a Juicy Lucy, man.
I've fucked this up 100 million times.
It's actually pretty easy to fuck up because it is pure science.
George, what's the backstory behind this burger?
Juicy Lucy.
What's going on, Lucky?
There was a Lucy. A guy ran into a bar, Matt's Bar in Minneapolis, and he said, "Make me something different." And at the time, the bartender, the owner, he said, "Okay, how about I put some cheese in between two patties? I'll cook that for you. What do you think?" It's great. Why not? And apparently, he took one bite of the burger and it burned his face, and he said, "Whoa, that's one Juicy Lucy." Now that's, I mean,
Wow.
could be lore. We don't know. I don't think there may have been one witness.
I'm picturing this with like pork pie. That's one Juicy Lucy.
That's one Juicy Lucy. That's actually two pinched patties together. The only way to actually make this burger correctly is to use a patty press. It's one.
This is rad.
Oh, chill.
Now look,
Okay.
this is how
Two.
patties should be prepared. Look at the
Nearly
care he's
identical.
throwing into
Watch
this shit, bro.
I'm not pinched. You're at Matt's. It's onion all over the place. So
It's like a pita right now.
Starting to
Well, he added onions,
How do you
but-
put this? See, I was starting to bubble
And you
up.
do
It's coming
that,
out.
so when you shove it on a
Molten
bun,
cheese.
that's a Juicy
Be
Lucy,
careful.
bro.
I don't give a fuck.
I would fuck that up.
But hot.
That's hot. Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Look at that. Ooh, ooh, look at that beef candy, that like leather beef right there. Ooh, shit, dude. He made an actual burger. Bro puts cheese in the burger. Well, you want to see what we've been watching the past fucking 20 minutes? This man. Want to see his version of a Juicy Lucy?
Is funky. We couldn't make art. And
It's so gross.
there it is.
It's so gross.
Melty, oozy cheese. The temp is
I've
still
already
pretty
seen
nice.
this toaster burger win. We
Mm.
already seen it.
Tastes great. I love
Toaster
American
burger
cheese
wasn't
on a
even
burger,
one of the worst
so
ones,
why
too.
not in it? At the same time, I wouldn't say it tastes better than a regular cheeseburger.
God,
but
we
it's
go from this. We went from this to this, dude.
a cool party trick for sure. Baked burger. Oven time. This burger is salted and oiled, and we're gonna pop
You
it
about
into
to
a
fuck up your
350
baked
degree
burgers,
oven
Wes?
for about 30 minutes. And that, my friends, is a baked burger. Pretty uninspiring looking. It's gray, and it feels a little bit leathery. The inside, really uneven. You can see that this
How
side
do
got
you
more-
bake a burger and not cook it? You just leave it in the oven.
more heat from the sheet pan, and this side, not so much. Ugh.
And if he's complaining about, there are ways to bake a burger. If you don't like the way it's being, he complains about the top. You sear it first. You give it a hard sear first, and then you throw it in the oven and let the oven cook it. Keep the juices inside with the sear on the outside.
Feels
Whatever,
a little
dude.
bit leathery. The inside,
Every way to cook a steak
really
next.
uneven.
Is it
You
like
can see that
this?
This side got more heat from the sheet pan, and this side not so much. Ugh.
No.
Honestly,
I'm not
it's really
watching
similar
30
to
minutes of another person fucking up a food.
our steamed burger. I hate how the top is almost raw and the bottom is well done. Yuck. Roasted burger. So baked was a bust. Now we're gonna increase the heat and decrease the time. 475 degrees for about 7 minutes. That should do it. Somehow this looks almost less cooked than our baked burger. Again, it's super uneven. Way
He's
more
you
cooked
bitch.
down
He
here
salts
than it is
all
up
of
here.
them. All he
The
does
metal
is salt
just
them.
such a better
It's
conductor of
control.
heat than the air is.
And so
I'm not
everything's
excited
like
about
the
this.
same. So he's just gonna salt it. It's bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whole lot of
burgers
textures
bleed.
going on here.
You're like steaks. You're supposed to rest a burger before you cut into it. Looks like this guy is just kind of placing it on a bun and then cutting it right away. So that's why you see it bleeding all over the place. Plus, his burgers are fucking rare anyways, so they're gonna
None of
be
them are
bleeding
good.
no matter
This
what.
is a more exaggerated version of our baked burger.
His food's
No
gross.
bueno.
I would never
Broiled
eat at his
burger.
house.
Broiler time. We're gonna put our patty in there for about 6 minutes and see what comes out the other side. Okay, that looks about done.
There are a lot of,
restaurants
places,
broil their
yeah,
burgers,
that
but
broil
they
the
have
burgers.
Much more powerful units. Our home broiler, not so much. Hardly any browning on top, and the bottom ain't much to look at either. The inside actually looks better than our other oven methods, but it definitely shrunk up in a funky way. It's
No,
kinda
thank you. No,
loosey-goosey.
thank you.
Yeah.
The thing that annoys me is after everything's this is fucking great. This is great. It's not. It's not.
I'm not into how great this tastes. Juicy,
I'm gonna
but
cry.
Seriously lacking in browned burger flavor. You know, this
Brown-
oven doesn't seem to be working too well for us.
He doesn't know
Why don't
anything
we
about
try
brown
the
burger flavor.
Easy Bake Oven Burger. All right, folks, we got a mini burger patty. We got our Easy Bake Oven. It actually feels kind of warm. We're gonna salt it, get it onto this special little tray, and slide it in.
It's gonna be as cooked as
And now
everything
we're gonna
else
use
is.
this ridiculous tool here too. Ew. I mean, ew, but also kind of cute.
It's essentially broiled.
Obviously, this burger is a little too small for this bun. It's definitely cooked looking, but it's just a little puck of beef, and that underside is very unappealing looking. I mean, it was cooked with a light bulb. The inside actually still has some.
It's
pink
one
to
of
it,
his
which is a
most
little
cooked
disturbing.
burgers. What the fuck? It's crazy because that looks good. That right there looks better than anything else he's cooked. Most of it.
Oof. It tastes like the burgers they served in my middle school cafeteria.
I will take middle school cafeteria burgers over this. Any day. Any day.
The inside? Oof.
Most cooked one was the
Classic.
waffle.
A hot pan.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a little oil in it.
But that one
season our
was
burger,
fucking- that
and
one
then
was
sear it on
like
both sides just to get a crust.
dry, dry.
Then we're gonna transfer it to this rack.
It seems like
finish
he
it in the
doesn't know how
oven.
to cook a burger. They're either like dry as shit or fucking
Voila. So it didn't
Raw.
get any new color in the oven, and since we were trying not to overcook the burger on the stove, we pulled it before we.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. You sear it on the
and
pan,
then sear it on this one,
and you cook it in the oven. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Voila. So it didn't get any new color in the oven, and since we were trying
Well, it's
not
one of
to
the ways to do it.
overcook the burger on the stove, we pulled it before we got the kind of crust we wanted. The inside looks pretty nicely cooked. A little bit of gray around the.
He admits we pulled it before we got a good crust on it. Why?
In the oven, and since we were trying not to overcook the burger on the stove, we pulled it before we got the kind of crust we wanted. The
We tried not to overcook it, so we just said fuck it and pulled it.
inside looks pretty nicely cooked. A little bit of gray around the edges.
A little bit of the burgers cooked around the edges. Not really a big fan of that.
It's not bad by any means, but I'm missing that crust, and this wasn't better than if we
You're missing the crust because you did. You know, I fucked up the crust here, and I missed that crust, bro.
just given it another few minutes in the pan.
Yeah, you should have.
Reverse
You should have
seared
then.
burger. Okay, let's try to do the exact opposite. This burger we oiled and salted, and we're gonna put it into this 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes, just until the inside is rare. Then we're gonna take it out, and now that it's
Just until the inside is rare. you tell me the outside isn't rare right now? Only until the inside is rare, you know? You know,
Fully cooked,
just...
we're gonna sear it in a hot pan for a minute or so on each side just to get some color. Reverse seared burger. The exterior here is
It doesn't
quite
look
appealing.
seared.
Browning is a lot easier to achieve when the outside has been given a head start in the oven. And that interior, very pretty. Nice and even, hardly any gray at all, and very juicy looking. That's really nice. Much better than our sous vide or...
It's crazy because the burgers he says that's juicy looking don't actually look juicy, and then the burgers that he's like, you know, he doesn't mention they're juicy are fucking bleeding all over the place. It still looks dry as shit. Yeah, it looks dry even though it's rare. He's like, oh man, it's a juicy burger. Is
our
it?
pan to oven. That said, it's not markedly better than our pan-seared burger, and it took longer, so I'm not sure I see the point in any of these two-step methods, honestly. You know, I think I'm ready for a little fresh air. Burgers here. This first one we're gonna put on this preheated lava stone. This one we're gonna put on this rack directly on top of the coals, and this foil-wrapped burger is gonna go right here. We're gonna come back, flip these halfway through, and take them off as they're ready.
Those might be his best burgers.
Lava stone burger. You can tell that lava stone was super heated. Look at that gorgeous browning. That stone provided really direct heat and protection.
I don't
from
like the
glare at
sides.
same
The
time.
sides of the burgers look kind of
And
gross.
the inside looks great. A hair overcooked, but that's
And the
really my
insides look
fault.
gross.
And just the faintest grilled burger. So this one was scarring even. Really nice. The inside, it's really pretty. A smidge overcooked again, but that's my bad.
Overcooked!
Really tasty.
Overcooked!
Yum. A bit overperformed. Damn, this is wrapped up tight. Ooh, yeah, that's not nice. Kind of raw over here. I mean, it just kind of steamed in that packet because there was nowhere for the moisture to go. Let's cut into it. Ooh, yeah. Ugly interior. Very rare over here, more cooked over here.
What's the difference between this and the one he showed like fucking 20 minutes ago? It's wrapped in foil.
That crust is amazing. So flavorful. And the fire pit is first. We got that pack. No, not George Foreman burger.
George Foreman, you can't fuck up a George Foreman. This is the one thing they do.
Season our burger, spray our George Foreman with a little cooking spray, get our patty
This is
in,
the
and
one
close
thing
it
they
up.
do.
All right, let's give it a try.
That shit better
we got
come
some
out
grill
gray
marks
and
reminiscent of
beautiful.
Our grill pan burger. I'm concerned about how squished it looks.
George
like.
Foreman's
Inside,
overcooked the fuck out of their patties.
Yeah, that's overcooked. Definitely in medium well territory. Yeah,
That's not a medium well.
I mean,
Maybe. No, it's still too pink in the middle for me.
promise of the George Foreman grill is that it squishes the fat and juice out of the meat and lets it run off, which does not a good burger make, in my opinion. Miss me with this one. Air fried burger. We got our burger pan. Open up our weirdo box and flop our burger in. That's gonna cook at 350 degrees for, I don't know, some time. Give it a flip. And there's our air fried burger.
This is
looks
something I do.
truly awful. The outside just looks desiccated.
This looks
Cutting it
truly
open,
awful. The outside
well,
looks
It's cooked
desiccated.
to temperature, but there's definitely some graying around the edges, a product of that ambient, indirect heat. That's not a good burger. I hate that thing. Okay, today we cooked a whole lot of burgers a whole lot of ways.
Got a
What
little
did we learn?
zesty there at the fried burger, huh? Damn.
It open. Well, it's cooked to temperature, but there's definitely some graying around the edges, a product of that ambient, indirect heat.
Oh, I don't like this.
That's not a good burger. I hate that thing. Okay, today we cooked a whole lot of burgers a whole lot of ways. What did we learn? Well, at the end of the day, a good burger is one of life's simple pleasures, and as such, our more
Every way to make a steak. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll watch one of these videos a day or something. Do it tomorrow. Oh, nah! Nah. Every way to cook bacon. Every way to cook a whole chicken. Every way to make bacon. I'm not gonna watch another 30-minute video. I'm supposed to like go and edit. So I'm gonna call it there. Half stream today. You can't fuck that up. If it's the same guy, I bet you he will. It looks like it's the same guy because I see the same ring. Is it the same? Hold on, we'll see.
Hi everyone, I'm Emil Stonik, editor at large.
It is! Okay, we're gonna watch this guy cook bacon. You might not watch all of it. Because if my food gets here, I'm gonna eat that and then go edit.
Archie, bon appetit, and this is every way to cook bacon. The
All
word
right,
bacon
man.
Can mean a whole lot of different things. Normally, we think of it as coming from a pig, but it can also refer to meat that comes from a turkey or a cow. It can come from different parts of the animal, like the loin or the jowl. It can be smoked, it can be unsmoked, it can be double smoked. But today, we're working with some good old-fashioned classic American bacon. It's made from pork belly that's been cured with salt and sugar and then lightly smoked, so it needs to be cooked again before eating. And we're gonna cook it every way we can think of. Homemade bacon. Here we have a slab of pork belly. You can see it's got some of the skin still on, plenty of gorgeous fat, and these streaks of meat running throughout.
It's gonna ruin bacon? I hope
so we're gonna
not.
combine some brown sugar, some salt, and then some pink curing salt, which is a combination of good old sodium chloride, aka salt, and sodium nitrate, which is gonna help preserve with plastic wrap. We're gonna take it outside to smoker and finish it off.
Smoked bacon, it's not bad.
So our bacon has been smoking for about an hour and a half. Let's take a look. Ooh, smoky. That looks like bacon, all right.
So he smoked it, and now it's ready to be like
Color of the
cut
pork
and
belly has
used.
really changed. The meat has gone from a flabby pinkish gray to this dark because it's a little bit too tough for us to eat bacon. This is still raw. We need to cook it again in order to eat it. And since we have our smoker all ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and smoke a few of these pieces of bacon a second time so they're fully edible. Double smoked bacon. One smoked bacon about to become twice smoked bacon. We're gonna check on this in about a half an hour. That should do it. So here we have our homemade twice smoked bacon. As you can see, the vet didn't render
It's more
out
like
at such a
ham.
low
It's
heat,
like a
and the
thick
meat is
ham
even smoother
piece.
than it was before.
That's
Wow.
I don't like my
It's
bacon
almost
that
hard to taste
thick.
anything else because it's so smoky. You've got a fair amount of meaty.
It looks
cheese
more like
and
he's
other
cutting into
slices
like a
of
ham
fish,
at like a
and the flavor
Thanksgiving.
is outstanding, delicious. Let's go back to the kitchen.
Yeah, it's
and get to
Thanksgiving
work.
ham. Yeah, it looks
Cold
more like a
start bacon.
ham.
We've got some bacon. We've got a
I mean, it
cast
is
iron
ham, but
pan
you know
that's
what I mean.
cold right now. We're gonna lay these strips of bacon into the cast iron pan, set the heat to medium, and let that go until these crisp up. Mmm, crispy.
How do you cook your bacon like that? I mean, there's. I would argue that part up there is probably could be rendered a bit better. That fatty piece right there, that's still fat. That could probably go into a pan and be used. But like, that's good bacon. How do you cook bacon like this, but not know how to cook
So
burger?
It's nice and crispy. It just snaps. Mmm.
Sugar crispy
Great
bacon,
crunch.
which y'all prefer? I like a little bit of crunch. I don't like crunchy bacon, but I like my bacon to kind of snap.
Caramelization and
I like a
crunch.
pop to my bacon.
Really meaty, not too greasy. This is a really easy, full.
Plus soft bacon's kinda nasty.
Minimum of mess and fuss. Hot start bacon.
It's either like
We're gonna lay our bacon
steamed or
into a
like
preheated pan now, and you can tell it's immediately
chewy
starting
and
to sizzle.
fatty and nasty.
It's
Like
getting a little smoky. All right, that should be done. So one thing you'll notice is that the fat didn't render quite as evenly as our cold start version did.
if
And
you have a
that's because
small
we didn't get
pan, your
any of that
bacon ends
low
up looking
heat
like
time.
that anyways, because
Definitely less
your
crispy,
fat
but
from the bacon
not bad looking.
ends up frying the bacon anyways.
It's definitely on the chewier side and fattier tasting for sure. I'm not mad at it. The real bummer was how smoky and splattery this method is. So I think starting from
Yeah,
cold
it
is
makes a
definitely the way to
fucking
go.
mess.
Low and slow bacon. This time, we're gonna put our bacon in a cold cast iron again.
People will do
We're gonna
slow
turn the
and
heat to
low and
very
slow, and they'll
low
even add
really take
water
our time with it.
so
I'll
it
have time for a
steams
quick
out of the
nap.
pan while it cooks.
Oops,
People
I
have
forgot to
some
flip.
people cook bacon for way
There
too
we
long.
go.
I don't like
So
the low
right
and
off the
slow
bat, we can
bacon.
see that there's some pieces that
I
render
want
and
to
crisp
fucking
a little
cook
bit
that
less
shit up, bro.
evenly.
Get those
A
oils
little
going,
bit
man.
floppy
Yeah.
here, crispier there.
Strudel likes chewy bacon. You missed it, bro. Strudel said the burgers that this guy was making earlier looked good and it had flavor. Bro, strudel an alien, bro.
It's still tasty, but going even lower.
Like, we're over here looking to the skies, dude. Like, strudel's right there, bro.
And slower didn't make for a more evenly cooked piece of bacon. The up from cold medium is definitely the sweet spot. Bacon lardons. So lardons are basically just Frenchified bacon bits. We have 3 thick strips of bacon, and we're gonna cut these into roughly 1/4-inch thick batons.
Lardons.
Then we're gonna cook them over medium to medium low.
I mean, I've
heat
done
until
that
they're
and then,
nice
like,
brown,
thrown
but
that
not
in mac
too
and cheese and
rendered.
shit.
We want a little bit of chew there. Voila, lardons.
I like them
Browning
crispier.
rather than crisping is kind of the thing here, and the fat isn't aggressively rendered. Great caramelization, tons of Maillard flavors, but not overly
Sure,
crispy.
Elon
with
hitting
plenty
the
of meaty chew.
Macarena
Bacon
up there?
toaster.
Yeah.
It's a toaster, but only for bacon. What a world we live in. We just have to open this thing up, lay our strips on
A
there.
bacon toaster?
Sizzly, close the pod bay doors and push the button. Okay, let's check this out. Wow, that's really something. This looks terrible. We pulled it because the edges were kind of starting to burn and the rest is nowhere near done. It's all over the place. Yeah, honestly, I'm mad about this one.
I'd still eat that
Bacon
over any of his
explicitly for
burgers,
cooking bacon,
respectfully.
he's so bad at cooking bacon. It's not faster or more convenient or better. What a shame. Curling iron bacon. For the record, I don't get hair and makeup for this show, but the bacon does. Oh, it's sizzling. You know, it's actually pretty disturbing to me that this is working. People are cooking their hair. If this were a hair, I would say that it did a pretty good job. We've got a nice tight curl here, but aside from a few bits here and there,
That's
it doesn't
nasty.
seem all that cooked after all. It's
Motherfucker
kind of-
eats
I'm
raw ass
nervous about
steak.
eating it actually.
Talking about, yeah, nervous about eating raw bacon.
Yeah, I mean, it's bacon, but it hasn't cooked in any particularly appealing way. I'm gonna pass on this one. Crimping iron bacon. Well, the curling iron was kind of a bust, but we're gonna try our luck with a crimper. It doesn't really fit into this thing all at once, so we're gonna have to just do a few inches at a time. Okay, I guess that's done? So, it's definitely mostly cooked.
It's
and we
cooked.
do have a little bit of browning here. Not particularly crispy or well cooked, but if
They
you're gonna
shouldn't
cook bacon
touch
at the
the
salon,
stove,
this
like,
may be your
actually.
best bet. You know, it's starting to smell like burning plastic.
But yeah, I forgot
Take a
to
breather
talk. He didn't know how to
Campfire
butter
bacon,
baste a
3
burger.
ways. We're gonna take these.
He's like, I'll show you
strips and put
50
them
ways to make a
right here on
burger.
the
Didn't even
coals.
butter baste it.
Then we've got a tinfoil envelope.
He's like,
with some
you
bacon
butter
in it,
sear it.
and
What
put
the
it
fuck is
right
a
over
butter
here.
sear?
And then we're
Plus,
gonna
if you have
dangle
all the
these
butter
thin
in that
strips right over
pan,
the
why
flame
don't you
and
fucking
take them all off as they're
baste
ready.
your burger with
Yeah,
it?
that's
It's
on
so
fire.
stupid.
Okay, let's get those off. That foil packet should be done by now. And let's try to get these guys off. Ooh, okay, all done. Coal cooked bacon. So, obviously, bacon and direct open flame do not really mix. There's just so much fat, and it really pretty much just caught on fire in there. So it's burnt and sooty on one side and kind of barely cooked on the other.
Yeah, that looks nasty.
Yuck. It's really bitter and sooty and unpleasant. You can barely taste the bacon. Gross. Foil packed bacon. You know, all things considered, this doesn't look that bad. We had some light
That's that shit
browning.
you get at,
It
like,
also
Jack in
didn't
the
render
Box.
much. It kind of steamed up in there a bit, and it didn't brown at all where the pieces overlapped. Yeah, not terrible, but nothing to write home about either. Clothesline bacon. So this is a mess. I'm not sure
looks
why we
raw.
thought this was
It
gonna
just
work.
looks dirty.
This part up here is just sooty, but pretty
Yeah,
much
it's just
raw. and
smoky.
This part is just burnt, and I'm not sure if it's actually cooked at all. This doesn't seem safe. I mean, this is pretty much the only piece that I can. I'm not gonna do it. Sorry. Let's go back inside. It's getting weird out here. Baked bacon. Oven time.
I
We got
bake
some
bacon
on a
all the
parchment
time,
lined sheet
man.
pan, and we're gonna bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. That looks good.
I flip it
This
though,
oven
so it doesn't
bacon
do
is
that.
Really consistent. It looks well done without being dry, and it's
Baked
nice.
bacon is so fucking good because it just the fat just renders out and it's in the pan with the bacon.
Crispy.
Oh,
To me, this is the platonic ideal of bacon. Crunchy, still a little bit of give, just the right amount of fat rendered out. I mean, if you ask me, this is the most convenient way to cook a large quantity of bacon in one
yeah.
go.
Plus, if you want to cook a whole pack of bacon, and you don't want to stand at the fucking stove or whatever, deal with the fat. I just throw it in a pan with foil on it. Because then once it's done, you just pick up the foil and you throw it away. Don't have to deal with all the fat.
Parchment makes cleanup a breeze. This is a win.
Yeah, see, even he mentioned parchment makes cleanup a breeze.
Same thing, but on the wire rack this time. 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes.
Wire rack's even better
Good. So one thing you'll notice here
because it cooks it from both sides. It's a little drier though.
is that it does feel like it's slightly more even, which probably has to do with the way the air was able to circulate all around the slices. Yeah, really crispy, nicely rendered, pretty much perfect. It's a real toss-up between this and the parchment version, but the latter is definitely easier to clean up. Broiled bacon. All right, same thing, but under the broiler this time. Ooh, gotta pull this. It's starting to smoke. Broiled bacon, everybody. You know, I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Oh, it looks nasty. That looks
Burning
nasty.
around the edges, which is why we had to pull it.
And
But
it's
other
raw
than
on the
that,
other
it definitely
side.
seems a little bit less cooked than we want, and it's not
Maybe
particularly
not raw,
crisp.
but
Yeah, there's some bitterness from the singed edges, and not caramelized or crispy. Yeah, broiler is a no-go. Bacon doesn't like high direct heat. Diner-style bacon. Now we're gonna take a page out of the Short Order Cook's Handbook. We've got 6 slices of bacon here that we've submerged in a little bit of neutral oil in this baking dish, and we're gonna put that under the broiler for a few minutes until it's fully cooked.
Wait, this is
now,
diner
we're gonna take
style
our fully
bacon?
cooked slices and lay them onto this cast iron griddle, and then weigh them down with this hot press. These should be ready in no time at all.
wait, they do
Order
this
up.
at diners? They give you bacon that's been sitting in a fucking thing of water?
Really shrunk up, and they took on some really appealing colors.
No
Very
way.
dark
What?
and deep. The piece lay them down. We're gonna take our we're gonna put that under slices of bacon here that we've now we're gonna take a page out of the Short Order Cook's Handbook. We've got 6 slices of bacon here that we've submerged. We're gonna to edges like Short Order Cook's Handbook. We've got 6 slices of bacon here that we've submerged in a little bit of neutral oil in this baking
Oil.
dish, and we're gonna put that under the broiler for a few minutes until it's fully cooked. Now, we're gonna take our fully cooked slices and lay them onto this cast iron griddle, and then weigh them down with this hot press. These should be ready in no time.
I
at all.
hope that's not how they do
Order up.
bacon at
This
diners.
is
I don't
really
want
shrunk
fucking
up, and they took on some really appealing color, very dark.
bacon
and
that's just been
consistent.
sitting in oil. I don't think they do it that way.
Great
Hope not.
crunch, with just the faintest amount of chew. This is exactly what I want on a BLT. This is a great method if you're making a ton of bacon to order, but probably doesn't make all that much sense at home.
Yeah.
Oven contraption bacon.
I guess it's
Okay, we
yeah.
got
It probably
this
really
metal
is for
thingy. It kind
like
of looks like
just
a dishwasher.
you're making a
rack,
bunch of
and
burgers.
We're gonna cook bacon with it. Into the oven. All right, let's check it out. The slices actually do look pretty nice. Great shape. You've got that kind of iconic wavy thing going on, and the color is pretty perfect.
That
There's
looks so fake,
definitely
though.
Some flexibility in there. I mean, I don't think that it's better than our baked on parchment version, and I really don't want to have to clean that gadget, but it definitely works. Bacon bowl. First, we're going to take one of these strips and cut it in half. We're going to layer it over this mold, which is specifically made for making bacon bowls. Now we're going to bake it until the bacon fuses together and gets all crispy. That's something, all right.
Yo, why
I
can
mean,
this guy
it
cook
didn't
bacon,
not
bro?
work. It's a bowl, all right.
This guy can cook bacon. He can't cook a
Yeah,
burger.
I mean, it tastes
annoys
like
me.
bacon that's cooked. It's definitely a gimmick, but a cool gimmick. Our bacon and wrap it around this stainless steel straw. Ooh, it's slippery. Now we're gonna take our bacon straws to be and put them in the oven until they're cooked and crispy. Now that our bacon straws have cooled, we can slip them off these stainless steel boys. Very
Dude,
impressive.
I would destroy a bag of these.
Good caramelization.
I know that is probably terrible just to eat a whole bag of bacon strips, but oh my goodness, bro. A little bit of these, bro.
And they held their shape pretty well too. A little worried about how bendy they are, though. Yep. I mean, I know that flavor anywhere.
Just
No
bacon
surprises
candy.
here, but will they work as a straw? Only one way to find out.
No way.
They hold water, people. The perfect non-plastic straw does
there you
exist.
go.
Prince Harry's bacon. So, apparently, Prince Harry went to Disney World when he was a kid, loved the bacon that he was served there, and insisted that the royal chef cook it in a very specific way from now on. First, it gets put under the broiler, and now that it's partially cooked, but still plenty floppy and oily, it gets cooked again in a very unroyal way. Cheerio! Bacon fit for a king. Or prince. Okay, thoroughly
That
caramelized.
actually doesn't look bad for microwave bacon.
Handsomely rendered. It's pretty crispy, but it has a little more flex than I would hope for. You know, It's good, but it's actually a bit tough. It's not as crispy as some of our other methods and more work. This
It's chewy bacon. The prince is a fucking moron.
is me officially questioning the royal taste. Microwaved bacon.
The fucking prince is a moron. What I miss? Chewy bacon by the prince. Apparently, he likes
Prince
to.
Harry went to Disney World when he was a kid, loved the bacon that he was served there, and insisted that the royal chef cook it in a
And I'm
very
leaving it
specific way from now
Well,
on.
he likes it
First,
broiled.
It gets put under the broiler, and now that it's partially cooked, but still plenty floppy and oily, it gets cooked again in a very unroyal way. Cheerio, bacon fit for a king, or prince. Okay, thoroughly caramelized, handsomely rendered. It's pretty crispy, but it has a little more flex than I would hope for.
For microwave bacon, it doesn't look bad, but then you think, okay, well, it's actually partially cooked, and microwave bacon that's cooked is kind of whatever.
You know, it's good, but it's actually a bit tough.
And he said it's tough. I don't like tough bacon. Fuck chewy bacon.
Okay,
And now
let's take the
microwave
oven out of
bacon.
the equation. We're gonna take our bacon, layer it between a
I've had pre-cooked bacon that says like, hey, you just wrap it in a damp towel, you microwave it, and it's good. I've tried that.
few pieces of
But
paper
just
towel
a
and
fresh
put it in the old
strip of
science box
bacon?
for 3 minutes.
It's like
Easy does it. Okay. So fans of the show will know that I have very little love for the microwave, but this actually looks pretty perfect.
Doesn't look bad though.
Damn, that's a good piece of bacon. Could be a hair crispier, but it took 3 minutes and there was pretty much zero cleanup. So what's not?
Yeah, but it's 3 minutes for 3 pieces of bacon when you could spend 3 minutes to put all of that on the oven and then have an entire pack of bacon, or 3 minutes to put it all in a pan and then have an
to
entire
like
pan of bacon.
Wow bacon. Now we're going to use this gadget called the Wow Bacon, which kind of looks like a Brita filter, but apparently it cooks bacon. Pop it in the microwave and set it for 3 minutes. Wow, that is something.
It looks like dog food. It
This
looks
kinda-
straight
kinda looks
up.
like a dorm shower in a horror.
It looks
movie. It's all-
straight up like those dog treats. The fake bacon you give dogs. Fake dog bacon. Why can't I find it? I found it. It's literally just like fake dog bacon, dude.
Kind of misty and foggy, and then there are these pieces of
Come here,
dangling
puppers. Come here,
meat.
puppers.
Yeah, not bad, but also why? Plastic tray bacon. Yet another microwave device. We're gonna lay our strips down and cook it for 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Like what McDonald's does?
Okay. Well, more bacon cooked in trash. It looks really wrecked up. I don't know
McDonald's
what
does it with,
happened
like,
here. It
sausage
looks
patties
weirdly
and shit,
burnt,
though.
But isn't crispy and also smells like melting plastic.
Gross.
Oh, something is very wrong here. It's like it's steamed and fried and also tastes like chemicals. Bacon
Gross.
wave.
Bacon
But
wave.
wait, there's more. God, this instruction manual is a little bewildering. We're gonna weave our strips into the bacon wave, secure them with these plastic pegs, which I guess keep the bacon from falling down. Okay, into the box it goes. Wow. All right then. So it seems like these pieces kind of popped right off of the peg. And
There's one
shrunk
piece
up.
that looks
So
kinda
much for
cool.
keeping their shape. Strong melting plastic smell, borderline burnt bacon. I mean, it's plenty crispy. The weird plasticky after.
Yeah, I would never throw plastic in the microwave. Isn't that one of the things? Just like, I mean, technically, there's some things where it's like peel the plastic back, but
This is a serious disqualifier.
and a
The
giant
microwave
tray of
works.
plastic
Why
seems
do you
like
have to
a
make it more
problem.
complicated? Bacon butter. We've cooked a whole lot
Because
of
like usually when you get a tray of food that you throw in the microwave, it's microwaving the food. When there's only like 3 tiny strips of bacon and then mainly plastic, it's mainly gonna be microwaving the fucking plastic. So like, no.
bacon so far, which means we've produced a whole lot of bacon fat, which we've been saving because there are a lot of great things that you can do with it.
Bacon
First,
butter?
We're gonna make
Yeah.
some bacon butter. We're gonna take some warm bacon fat, strain it to get any bits out, and then we're gonna fridge it until it firms up. Now that it's more solid, we're gonna get it onto this plastic wrap, fold it over, and tighten it to form a cute little torchon. Voila! So, clearly bacon butter is just a nice way of saying bacon fat.
Yeah, I like how he was gonna say. I was waiting for him to say it. This is not bacon butter. I mean, it technically is, but
it's not the worst rebrand in history.
It's just bacon
Very
fat.
soft, softer than butter even, and has this milky, pale sort of color. Yep, that's pork fat, all right. You get some of the smoke and salt and sugar,
That's
but
gross.
it's not overwhelming. Obviously, it's not much on its own, but I'd gladly use this like butter in, say, a grilled cheese. Yum. Bacon mayonnaise. We've got an egg yolk, a little bit of Dijon mustard, some
This is
lemon
where you
juice.
throw that bacon
It's
lard.
really hard to make a mayonnaise with all bacon fat, so we're going to start with vegetable oil, adding it a little bit at a time until the emulsion forms. And then finally whisk in our bacon fat and hit it with
Oh,
plenty
never
of
mind.
salt.
Bacon fat. There you
And
go.
There's our bacon fat mayo. All right, let's get this jar open. It's a
I
little
bet you that
darker than
mayo is
your
probably
standard
bomb, dude. On a fucking Sammy? Ooh!
mayo, and it's got a nice gelatinous consistency. You know, that mustard and lemon and salt really bumped up the bacon flavor. I'm really tasting it. This would make for the best BLT ever. Bacon
I like a
caramel.
good mayo.
We're gonna get some bacon fat into this small pot with some cream and get the heat going under that. Combine some corn syrup, water, sugar, and salt in this pan and cook that until everything dissolves and we get a nice amber color going. We're gonna whisk in our bacon cream mixture and then get a candy thermometer in there until it gets up to 230 degrees.
Candy bacon, let's get it.
Transfer it to a greased and parchment-lined loaf pan, hit it with some flaky salt, and then we're gonna let this cool. Porky bonbons. These look so cute and feel nice and pliable.
Wait, what the
They smell
fuck?
a
This is
little bit
bacon?
bacony. You know, honestly, it doesn't taste that strongly of bacon.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
how
just
the
a
fuck is
really
this
good salty
bacon?
caramel with a little bit of a
He used like a little bit of bacon fat in it, and I was like, here's how you make these. Caramel
bacon
bites.
bourbon. Hold on to your hats, folks. We're making bacon-infused bourbon. First, we gotta pour some of this out. It's 2 o'clock somewhere, right? Then we're gonna pour in our bacon.
What is
fat.
wrong with you?
The last drop. Put our lid on and shake it up real good. Then we're gonna let this hang out for a few days and come back to it. Okay, we refrigerated this for a few hours just now so the fat would become solid and rise to the top. Now we're gonna pour it through a coffee filter to clarify it. Looks good, bottoms up. So it just looks like regular bourbon. There's nothing floating around in there, which is a good thing. It definitely
Why would you
smells
waste
like
perfectly
there's
good
something
bourbon
kind of a little bit smoky, a little bit
to
fatty
do
going
I mean, I
on.
know for a video, but we'll just go and buy a
Whoa.
bacon alcohol
The
if you need
flavor
to.
isn't super strong, but there's a rich, round quality and definitely a bit of smoke. You know what? Let's take this one step further and get our handy-dandy bacon straw. Well, that worked better than I thought it would, and it definitely tastes baconier that way, though I'm not sure that's a good thing or not. Yeah. Water method bacon. We're gonna lay these slices down in this cold cast iron pan, and then we're gonna add just enough water to cover the bacon. Now, we're gonna crank the heat.
The
and
water
come back when
methods,
the water is fully boiled.
if you don't leave
Okay,
it long
so
enough,
now
you're
that
gonna get
most of the
nasty
liquid's
bacon.
evaporated, we're gonna turn down the heat and finish it off.
With his problem
And
cooking with
done.
hamburgers, he probably doesn't do it right.
So I'm seeing some bits at the ends
Nah,
of the
he didn't do it
strips
right.
that didn't take on any color, and while the pieces look fairly crisp, there's more than a little flex to them. Totally fine.
So you basically get the water.
Add just
The
enough
water is
water to
supposed to
cover the
help
bacon.
start the cooking
Now,
process.
we're gonna crank
It's not hot enough.
the heat and come back when the water is fully boiled.
I wait till the water. I let it be.
Okay,
Whatever.
So now that most of the liquid is
You're supposed to let it sear first, then add the water, so it kind of like cuts the cooking down a bit. And you're supposed to like flatten it out. He's just letting the water, the steam, raise the bacon, so he's gonna have like all these little like bubbles and stuff in it.
evaporated, we're gonna turn down
Because it's the
heat
air
and
trapping
finish
and
it
pushing
off.
the bacon up.
Give it a flip and done. So I'm seeing some bits at
Yeah,
the ends
all
of
those
the
little
strips
bubbles.
that didn't take on any color, and while the pieces look fairly crisp, there's
They're
more than a little
chewy.
flex to them. Totally fine. Could be a lot crunchier. I just don't think that the pre-cooking in water added anything to the equation.
Well, we already did that, yeah.
Well, we kind of have to, right? We've got a pan of simmering water here. We're gonna lay our strips in there. Oh boy, oh boy.
Now that's boiling bacon.
Yeah, and there we have our poached bacon. As you can see, it's totally floppy. The fat seems to be the thing that changed the most texture-wise, but pretty stringy. You know, even though I'm not getting any of the browned, crispy, crunchy flavors
He
I
hasn't watched
associate with
Rainbow
bacon,
Cake.
it's definitely pretty interesting.
In
It's
Korea, well, maybe not
chewy, but
Korea
not in
and
a bad-
Japan, but in other countries, especially when I've seen videos on like foreign like TikTokers and shit like that, and you do all the videos, so I think they're foreign. I don't know. They do this a lot in the TikToks where they'll steam or boil bacon or something like that. So, the reason it looks raw because they literally just cooked it in nothing. They dunk it in oil, I think. No, they'll throw it in like water and cook it with stuff, but they'll cook it with herbs and stuff like that, right? So it gets some flavor to it. It gets like texture. It gets color to it. They'll add some stuff in what they're cooking it in. He just literally just cooked it in water, so there's nothing to it. It's literally just fucking boiled bacon, basically,
Bad way, and it did
or
lose-
broiled, poached
Yeah,
bacon.
and
There you
there
go.
we have our poached bacon. As you can see,
Used with
it's
cabbage,
totally
shit like that,
fluffy.
yeah.
The fat seems to be the thing that changed the most texture-wise. but pretty
That's literally just cooked bacon at like
You know, even though I'm not
where
getting
none of
any
the fat or
brown,
anything got to like
crunchy
crisp.
flavors I associate with bacon, it's definitely pretty interesting. It's chewy, but not in a bad way, and it did lose some flavor in the water, I think. Trying to keep an open mind.
Yeah, that probably had no flavor.
Steamed bacon. We're gonna open this bad
Steamed
boy
bacon,
up,
they do it all the time
pieces
in
right in there,
other countries,
close
so
the lid,
it's probably fine.
and come back when it's finished. I guess that looks done.
Yeah.
So very similar looking to our poached bacon, no color, although some of these pieces have a slightly brighter pink color.
Steamed
but
hams,
yeah,
pretty much.
Floppy Town, USA.
Yeah.
Again,
This looks
not what
almost
most
like
people
turkey
think of when they
bacon,
think
but
of
it's
breakfast
literally
bacon,
just
but it
steamed
has
bacon.
more flavor than the poached bacon did. Car
It has
engine.
that pink that turkey
all right.
bacon kind of has.
We got some bacon. We got a hot car engine. We're gonna wrap this bacon up in foil and slide it right into this little crevice here, and hopefully the bacon will cook. Okay,
Turkey bacon
it's been
sounds good right
45
now.
minutes. We're gonna call it. You know, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's cooked or not. There's definitely some liquid that came out and some fat that rendered. It's kind of warm, and it's kind of changed shape a little bit. I'm feeling very nervous about whether or not this is going to poison me, but I'll give it a try anyways. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. This bacon is hardly cooked. That was unwise.
It's a no for
Let's
me,
take this
dog.
party back inside.
But did you drive the car?
Bacon
Hope it
jam.
does.
We're gonna chop our bacon up nice and fine, cook it in this non-stick skillet until it's
Wait,
brown
what is
and
this?
rendered somewhat. Spoon off some of that fat.
Just bacon bits?
Add some diced onion, and once that's golden, some brown
Oh,
sugar,
bacon jam?
smidge
Yeah.
of vinegar,
I
let
don't
that
like bacon
cook for a
jam.
half
I've never
hour
been a
until
fan
it's
of bacon
nice
jam.
and saucy.
I don't
Transfer it
like-
to our
like-
jar, and we've got our bacon jam.
I don't like,
Open this bad
what
boy
is
up.
it
This
called?
looks really cool. We basically turned our bacon and onion mixture.
I don't like
into kind of
thick
a
jams.
caramel.
I
It's a
like
little
berries,
sticky,
like
a little
you know,
oily.
berry jams and shit like that. Strawberry jam,
It's so
grape
good.
jam, you know.
The dark caramel flavors really play nice with the fat and the smoke. Big umami energy. This would be a killer addition to a burger. Or a
Peanut butter,
cheeseburger or
bacon,
something
jam
like that.
sandwich? Well, not
Any
just
bacon.
peanut butter and
This
bacon,
one's
yeah.
easy
Oh,
enough.
bacon jam
We're gonna
sandwich. Yeah,
rub
you're
our
right. Yeah.
strips down with brown sugar. Hit them with some black pepper. Do the same to the other side, and then
A
put this in
heartache.
the
A
oven
little
at
heartache, brother.
350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Ooh, glossy. We got a little bit of burning around the edges because of all
Kinda
that added
fucked that
sugar,
up.
but these pieces look really pretty. Delicious. I mean, I generally think bacon desserts are kind of gimmicky, but the whole sugar, fat, salt, smoke thing always hits. Bacon ice cream.
How can you
Well,
say it's gimmicky and then be like, yeah, this shit always hits though? That's the whole point. Salty, sugary, caramelized meat with sweet stuff is
you
why
can't
it
make
hits.
bacon ice cream without making a bacon creme anglaise.
To be fair though, he's
Add
kind of right
cream,
at the same time.
milk,
We
butter,
don't
and
need bacon
to the
shakes to
saucepan.
exist.
Bring that up to
Why?
a simmer over medium heat. While that's working, we've got
Yeah,
some
bacon
egg
ice cream
yolk,
doesn't
sugar,
really need
and
to be a
pinch of
thing.
salt, and we're gonna whisk them together until they're light and fluffy. Now that our dairy's hot, we're gonna add it a bit at a time to our eggs to temper them, and then whisk it all
Oh,
in
ad break.
until it's smooth. Then we're gonna transfer this back to our saucepan, cook it just until it's thick, and then strain it to make sure it's smooth. We're gonna let this cool down in the fridge until it's cold and thick. Okay, Now that our ice cream base is chilled, we're gonna pour it into this ice cream machine and let her rip. Now that it's almost finished, we're gonna add some bacon bits, for texture, and let that finish freezing. Now, we're gonna scrape it into this loaf pan, top it with more bacon bits, and cover it in plastic, and then let it freeze solid overnight. All right, our bacon ice cream is ready to
Nah,
go.
that's
And while
enough
we
for
could
me,
build
dog.
our sundae in a regular bowl, why not in a bacon bowl? Ta-da! The porkiest sundae that ever was. Not sure how I feel about cold bacon, but
Looks cool.
Here goes nothing. Wow. Very bacony, very salty. Good.
Why does
chew from
bacon
the
ice cream even
bits.
exist?
This is actually way better than I thought.
'Cause Merca.
but I don't think I could eat more than one small scoop personally. Let's get a little fresh air, shall we? Grilled bacon, 2-way.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. back. Who the fuck eats mint ice cream? What are you guys talking about? Mint ice cream? Choco and mint just go so well together. What's up? What's up? We've got about 7 minutes to go, and then I'm calling it for Strum.
This side of the grill is good and hot, and this one over here is on very low. We're gonna oil our grill grates first, then lay our slices down carefully, close the lid, and come back to flip. We're just gonna take these off as they're ready. High heat grilled bacon. Flare-ups are always an issue with something this fatty.
One of my
They're
favorite
pretty
ice creams
charring
probably
in
be
addition to a few spots that could have
I
definitely
think
cooked a little
Oreos.
longer.
Classic Oreo is pretty good too, but for me it have to be like my all-time favorite. Probably Moose Tracks.
Grilled flavor is really killer.
Because you get like
can
chocolate
tricky grilled
bites,
bacon
you get like
properly without setting something
peanut
on
butter
fire.
cups,
Those
and then you
taste
just get
great.
vanilla ice cream.
Low
It's good.
heat grilled bacon. So our low and slow grilled bacon definitely cooked more evenly, and there was more
Never had
time
Moose
for the
Tracks. Moose
fat
Tracks
to
is great.
slowly render. So the pieces
All-time
shrunk a bit
favorite.
more. Definitely crispier. Actually, a bit
Doesn't even
more
come
grilled flavor
close.
since it
Doesn't
had
even come
more
close.
time over heat, and the texture is really cool. I prefer this to the hot and fast bacon, honestly. Skewered bacon. Now we have a couple of skewers that we've threaded strips of bacon onto, and we're gonna grill these over medium-low heat, turning them every once in a while. That smells so good. Loving the crisping and browning around the edges, and there's definitely some contrast between the peaks and valleys of these folds.
The
This
bacon like
texture is
glued
really
together
cool.
is the way it cooked. Those don't
Loving
look
the
too
grill
great to me.
flavor and the variety of textures. I'd love this even more with a soy sugar glaze of some sort. Really cool. Searsall bacon. We got our bacon. We got our Searsall, which is basically just a modified blowtorch, and we're gonna cook it
Peanut
all
butter
the way
cups
through.
though, it's still peanut butter
This is gonna
cups.
take
It's
a
their like little Reese
Well,
bites.
good enough for
It's
who it's
great.
for. As you've seen before, high direct heat does weird things to bacon. These slices are kind of singed and all seized up, but not rendered nicely or even browned, really. Really chewy and definitely cooked, but not all that much going on. It's cold out here. I'm ready to head back inside. George Foreman bacon. We're gonna lay our strips down, shut it, and let it do its thing. That looks done to me. We've got these cooked but still chewy looking bits.
Why are they
here,
so
and these
saturated?
Borderline
Ugh.
burnt parts here. Yeah, that part's kind of on the edge crispy, and that's more cooked but chewy and tastes kind of hammy.
Yeah,
I can't
pink.
recommend it.
Looks like
Air
ham.
fryer bacon. I cannot even tell you how sick I am of this air fryer. It dinged. Guess it's ready. I'm already unimpressed. So the bacon took on decent color, but the fan that blows around in there folded the pieces onto themselves, which didn't help matters.
That sucks.
Hardly crispy.
I swear, there are probably people who swear, what's it called? That the air fryers cook like the best bacon. There are a lot of people who swear by that.
Yeah. Not getting the crunch I'm after. This one's a bust.
Nah.
Waffle iron bacon. So we're gonna place our strips in a little lattice, and let's call it there. So yeah, pretty uneven.
It probably tastes like jerky.
Yeah, the crispy bits are crispy, the chewy bits are chewy. I just can't think of any real reason to cook bacon this way, to be honest. Powdered bacon.
Easy bake win.
All right, we have
It's
our
coming up, brother.
dehydrator. We have 3 strips of fully cooked bacon, and let this go at a low temperature overnight. That looks very dry. Now, I'm going to break these strips into a few pieces, put them in our spice grinder, close it, and buzz it up. That's bacon powder. It definitely feels a little bit tacky. It's not as free-flowing as you might want it to be for a powder sort of application.
That's why they'll mix it with salt.
Oh, it has kind of a burnt egg aftertaste. Not good at all.
Okay, but why?
Stir fry.
Bacon salt, bro.
Okay, gonna cut these into 1-inch pieces, get a little oil into our smoking hot wok. In goes the bacon. We keep things moving. Just a minute. Stir-fried bacon. We're looking at some pieces here that are more cooked than others, but it smells great. This feels completely different from our other methods. That's actually delicious. There's so much of that smoky wok flavor, which really complements the bacon's natural characteristics, and the chew is really appealing in this context.
Yeah, I don't really like
some stir-fried.
I don't like my bacon when it's cooked to look pink like that. Even though there's nothing wrong with it, it's perfectly fine. I don't like my pork to be that type of pink.
Chinese broccoli.
Which
or
is like
bacon
really
fried
like,
rice
you
or
know,
something
kind
like
of snobby, but
Yum. Deep fried
I like my bacon to look more like normal
Heat
bacon.
bubbling pot of hot oil. Well, it's definitely working. I think we gotta pull it.
You get
This
deep
cooked
fried bacon.
Crazy quickly, but the pieces curled up in a really weird way that I'm not really happy with. Even color all around, and it's really crispy. Love the texture, but the fry oil seems to have dulled the flavor somewhat, and it's kind of greasy. Not bad, but deep frying at home is a pain. Bacon bits.
Okay, but why?
We're gonna line
'Cause
up our
America.
strips and cut them into the smallest pieces possible. Lower those gently into some hot oil and homemade bacon bits. Crispy bits of bacon confetti. I want a baked potato. You've definitely got some distinct pieces of meat and fat mixed in here. Forget it, I'm just gonna use my hands. I really feel like I'm tasting the fry oil here. I kind of wish I just cooked the bacon in a cast iron pan and chopped them up afterwards. Country fried bacon. We've got some all-purpose flour and beaten egg here. I'm just gonna season each one with a little bit of salt. and
Dog, I
then
bet
dip it
you,
in
I have
flour.
never had this. I have never even considered this. I bet you this is good, though. I feel like you should probably kind of lightly cook the bacon beforehand, though. But you know, what do I know?
Then egg, then back into the flour, and then carefully place it into the hot oil. Repeat with the rest of our bacon, and take them out when they're golden brown. And that, my friends, is country fried bacon.
It's literally just chicken
so
bacon.
Just like a country fried steak, it kind of has this nice.
I'd
puffy,
try it, but I don't
crispy
think there's
exterior,
no
which
way it's
looks
cooked
really
right.
Nice, but the bacon inside itself is not crispy at all.
Yeah.
It smells really good. You know, with the breading, it kind of tastes like a bacon donut or something like that.
Yeah, you
More
probably get a
country
softer
fare
bacon in the
novelty
middle.
than anything else, but not bad at all.
Probably raw. Probably not raw, but you probably definitely get
Alright,
a.
We cooked bacon just about every way we could think of.
It's definitely a softer bite. Can I say that the comments on that last video had me so like it had me dying, bro. These burgers aren't rare; they're mythical. Wait, back real quick, 1 second. We out here. I think that's it, man. So not quite. It was supposed to be a half stream. It ended up being just a slightly shorter stream. So I ended up doing about 3 hours, 15 minutes. Not too bad. It was fun. It was fun. I gotta go. I'm gonna go eat some food and then spend probably the rest of the night editing. So, you guys will take care. Have a good rest of the night. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. It was fun. So thanks for tuning in, watching some disgusting burgers be made. Always a fun time. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Appreciate you. Peace.